Welcome back to the Night Feast. This is session 2, or episode 2 rather, entitled Crew Up. Last episode, the dynamic duo of crew of the Dreamweaver, that being Pez and Mebby, acquired a gig to find a very specific and notable individual. They crashed a prison ship through a bit of effort. There was definitely a plan, and that didn't work. And then neither did the second plan. But ultimately the third plan, which was drop the bombs out of the hold and just smash them into the ship, blow it completely apart, and then take over the ship and hope that you didn't kill the assets. That plan worked. That plan worked swimmingly. And with that being the case, they boarded the wreckage of the prisoner transport, killed the remaining hegemonic troopers, and rescued the VIP that they were seeking, and they have currently unlocked 2 other individuals. They have yet to leave the ship. There is a kind of a temporal line here where I will kind of come to a point where we got to get moving, but of course if the crew comes to that position before then, they're welcome to just mosey on over to the Dreamweaver and make their way out of here. With that said, though, everything kind of goes still as the last of the hegemonic troopers is killed in the back end of the ship, and the drone, Pez's drone, Milo and Mebby will return to the center of the ship at this point. Yeah, you folks kind of regroup, and I'm just going to go quiet for a bit. If you have any direct questions for me, feel free to ask them. But for this point, you kind of are all together, and yeah, figure it out.
Captain, you might want to get over here. Just looking at these strange individuals that are more awake and murdery than I anticipated.
I'm
Murdery.
eating one of the troopers.
So a quick note on that. The armor that they are wearing, it's very difficult to kind of remove from their bodies. But
So unless you have a can opener.
yeah, you definitely kind of can pry that helmet off and work from the head down if you so desire. Kind of fishing out the middle bits from like the neck cavity, that's fine. But it's probably not a it's like a I'm just devouring them like straight through.
No, it's just a gory scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. I was trying to push. Go ahead.
Pez is looking around for other consoles in this main hall. I know the cockpit kind of sealed itself when he blasted up there. Is that correct?
Yeah, and then this panel appears to be the only panel that's in visible line, and you're very, very quick to just like move across the panel and realize that all other life signs in the other pods are dimmed. It looks as though the entire western side of the ship was completely like hit by a cryogenics freezing material leak that caused it to kind of hyper pump the freezing material into the pods. So effectively those people are just like solid ice. And you kind of saw the rime on the exterior of the doors I mentioned last session. The southern, this one here, looks like it was dislodged, and someone actually saw that. I believe it was Lunar's character when she kind of popped over here to hide. And you would have saw that it was kind of like dislodged, and you can kind of see out into space. And basically what had happened there is the life support connections were disconnected from the main terminal, and we're not connected to something else. So basically, they're still frozen, but they are not alive. They are technically, they're kind of Schrodinger's cryogenically frozen people. They're technically alive because they're frozen, but if they are unthawed, they will not have the life support that they require, so they will just be dead. And then the last one on the northern side, these three were actually cleared. There was never anybody in them. They're emptied.
Ooh, I was more looking for if there's any access to communications, things like that, from this panel.
No, this is a specifically security panel for the prisoners in question.
Damn it. Captain, we should get out of here.
Agreed.
I would like to see if I can find my stuff after I'm done
Me
eating.
too.
Okay. And is that the same for you, Zaka?
You'll hear some kind of chittering coming from the corner where Zizchik is, and in everyone's head, you hear in common, "Is anyone injured?"
Actually, I think I might be a
No.
little injured, but I don't remember.
Maybe,
Kate definitely was.
maybe you
Maybe
would.
with.
Yeah, she was. But maybe you would notice that this is a technique in the way. It's basically known as bright speak, and it's done through it's telepathy, for simplicity's sake.
Yeah.
So they look to you, and I'll transfer like 5 hit points. So you can transfer vitality.
You've been healed, and you will be taking 5 damage, right?
No, it's wait, yeah, hold on. I need to double check how that
Oh,
works.
so that's all of the hit points.
Yeah.
That's all of his hit points. He just
No.
falls over.
We're so good at rescuing.
You
Oh, jeez.
No,
need
we're
healing? Here you go. Okay, 5 hit points have been dumped. The blood is not there. I think I can clear the blood effects. Yep. Okay. So 2 of you are going to search for your things, and you would note that it's not in this main hold. Do you go north or go south? Start with you, Lunar. Which way does Leolora go?
I think I'm gonna go north.
Okay, and what about you, Chode? Which way is
I would look suspiciously at her, and I'll just go south.
Oh, okay. So Mebby, give me a perception roll.
1 second. I was letting the dog out.
That's fine. Who let the dogs out?
I was gonna say she did it.
Only one.
Me.
Not dogs in plural.
Who let the dog out?
Who let the dog out?
No, wait, no, not too much, not too much, not too much. Hold on. Oh,
Sorry.
It's okay,
Sorry.
it's okay.
You have to hint
Okay.
at it. You have
We're
to
allowed
sprinkle
we're
it
allowed
in
10
there.
seconds.
Yeah. I know, but not too much. I just have to make sure. I mean, obviously she knows.
I wasn't gonna do any more than that.
She's
So
a
this
streamer.
is
She's a
just
streamer.
a
She knows.
normal,
She knows it's fine.
normal roll.
Yes. Perception, please. Thank you. Sorry, it's a defense mechanism, Lunar. I've had some people try.
No,
Oh,
it's
you're so good.
It's not a defense mechanism. That's a trauma response, sir.
fair. Look, okay, it's so
Fair.
stupid. Disney hit me because somebody put like a video of a Disney thing in the background of their Zoom thing, and they were like, "You're trying to steal our property." It's like,
Oh, that's the worst one.
I was like, "Geez, you can't even see it." Yeah, it was Andy. Andy's dumbass was
Did
in the
they
front.
say that? They did that?
Yeah, I got a hit
Really?
on YouTube. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is like aeons ago, but like, yeah, that's why we always joke about Disney, because we've already had conflict with them. Okay,
I
so
had a contract.
Maddie, with your 20 perception, you would note that it looks as though Leolorn, the Potus individual, is heading toward the north end. But you would know that security would keep their gear in the southern end. It would basically be. Remember where you saw the
Where
guard?
it just was.
Yeah, remember where you saw the guard come
I'm
from?
lost.
Yeah.
That guy was basically in the security area where all confiscated materials would have been locked away, so that in transfer they would still have it. Because even though like the hegemony is basically throwing these people away to like a slave colony, the procedural mandate is that any possessions that they had on their person stay with them. So yeah.
I would say, hey guys, your stuff's in this other section over here.
Oh,
The south.
thank you. And she'll head to the south.
Okay.
He also says, "Thank you, Liberator."
Go lay down.
Okay.
Can
Can I
That
do
was
that?
not intended.
As they hear the word liberator, they do turn to Medi. Was your intention to liberate us?
One of you.
Can I ask which one?
Pez, do you remember?
Me, important one. You
So-
see, I ate that guy.
Thank you, liver. Cut off. Go lay down. Okay.
Oh my god.
Fucking Jody just like, yes. Who were you supposed to liberate? Do you remember? Talked about it for a very long
Bug
time.
guy,
Yes.
Pez is
but
at
I
the
can't say
console.
his name.
Pez is at the console pulling up dossiers of like who was in the pods. That guy. This is
Ah,
It says he's out. He's free.
that is true. Then we must depart.
You don't check? You don't like focus on any other ones, right? Zach.
I'm doing a scan through. I'm mostly looking for that name.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's alphabetized, so maybe that's the last one I saw.
You find it. I will say that all the names pretty much seem mundane, like they're kind of just normal names. But one of the names you do see that is on the list is the. Hold on, bear with me here. Oh man, why are my notes being goofy? Double bear with me. Hold on. One of the names that is present there does appear to be one that's kind of interesting. It's one that kind of pops out, but you're not sure. And it says the name of the individual is Jazz. He was in one of.
Let's see. There's a Drydox, a Leolord. There's a Jazz of some kind. There's a ship. That's him. That's the guy that we're looking for. Jazz means nothing to me. He's just
No.
reading off the list.
Yeah.
To the goblin, have all of the prisoners been released?
Yes, no, sir. Looking at the failing life signs.
Yeah.
All
Completely
the ones
relevant.
that can be released.
Then we shall mourn for those that can't.
You should do that somewhere else.
I agree. The
Pez is
exit,
just gonna
and
mosey
looks
towards
back to Medi.
You guys get your stuff yet?
Yeah, Rambo montage of me suiting up.
Yep.
I
Me
gotta
too.
I gotta grab a hold of this microwave. Go back to my ship.
Bag and flight suit on.
I don't know enough about Patra and whatever you guys are, but do you breathe in space?
For a while, yes. Depends. Yeah.
Flight suit.
I take the helmet of the guy whose head I ate and squish it out and put it on so I can breathe in space for a minute.
That's
That's not how that works. It was a
I don't
joke.
think that's how that works.
no, I mean
Yeah, not how that works. It's a joke.
too funny.
I would look for a flight suit or something to do a quick walk to get it out.
There's
to get
probably one with your stuff
He
in the
didn't,
same room with your stuff.
You didn't own one?
he didn't own one.
I didn't have one.
Yeah, but somebody that Pod did not open might have had one.
No.
No?
But do you grab the gear that's the others had?
With mine? Or are you talking to me?
Again, there's people's
Anybody that's at the box.
yeah, there's people's stuff that's in there that's not yours, but yours is clearly labeled. So if you're just grabbing your own stuff, you can do so. That's easy
I would
enough.
only grab mine. It's very ceremoniously put on. I'm very focused on my stuff.
100%. And then Leolorn, you grab your stuff, you put on your attire, your Voidborn, so you can kind of walk in space for quite a while, actually, without any, suit. But do you want to check anybody else's, because again, you would see that Six would pick up theirs and kind of like take their stuff. I'm assuming Six is not kind of like going through other stuff, but just not messing with the dead's gear. Is that fair to say?
That's not
Yeah.
necessarily true, unless like Lunar
Okay.
starts going through it. Like, I will look for personal items to see if there's like next of kin or anything to identify.
Yeah.
Like the people, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going through to steal their things. I might go through to make sure that like their story doesn't end here with nobody knowing what happened to them.
Got it. So there are 2 items of note, and I will kind of tell you where they are located. In the one that was marked Jazz, inside you would see, and this, again, according to the records that you saw, Jazz was a human male, somewhere in his 40s. But according to what's in Jazz's box, there is the attire that is more feminine in kind of garb. Very revealing looking attire, like very shocking kind of like clothing. And also there is what is known as a light sword inside of the space. For all intents and purposes, a light sword can basically just be kind of a focus for Solarian crystals. And this one has a Solarian crystal inside of it. A potency crystal, a +1 potency crystal. So you would know as a mystic that this is very potent in the hands of someone who uses the way to kind of manifest light or gravity, photon or graviton energies.
I will take it if it's there.
I'll add a 2 sheet.
May I request a rewind?
Sure.
I'd like for Pez to have sort of downloaded what dossiers he could from the security panel.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Totally.
Just hegemonic, just
Yeah.
whatever files they have on these 3 in particular, as well as the Jazz character, whoever else he could have found.
You kind of scroll through them, and then when Mebby kind of says stuff is this way, like the goblin kind of like walks to follow the group, but then pauses and kind of points at the thing, and then Milo kind of like attaches itself, like just gloms onto it, connects to it, and starts just pulling the data.
Just a spaghetti of wires falls out of him into a port.
And then, yeah, the clock kind of like tick, tick, boop, boop, tick, tick. Love that. The other interesting box, you would see that it looks like inside there is a lot of gear that is very robustly like armor, like it's very much like a soldier's like attire, but it looks like some of it has like bioorganic material like encased in it. If you're familiar with the anime / real life movie with Mark Hamill, Guyver Bio Booster Armor Unit, It's very much has
Oh
like.
my god, I want it. I don't even care what you say, Rest. I want it.
I don't even care what it is. Let
I
me
don't even
have
care. I want to be a Guyver so bad.
it. It's not a Guyver unit, but I mean the armor that was inside of it does look like it is kind of that similar vibe. The thing that's inside of here that appears to be of interest is a small vial with a very strange kind of eerie kind of aquamarine colored fluid. And as a way user, once again, Zeech, you're able to identify this very easily as a potion that turns whoever drinks it invisible. It does so by creating a magical effect. The way distorts the individual that drinks it, imbibes it, and kind of creates a field of way energy that not only conceals visual, but also conceals it from the way itself. And I'll add that to your sheet as well. And for everybody that's not listed as Jazz, I'll have to kind of do some research to pull those names, but I will get all 9 of them for you. They won't be important at the moment.
Do they have any cool stuff?
That's, again, everything else is pretty much just garbage, trash, nothing that's worthwhile. It's basically a light blade, which is the Solarian focus crystal, and the invisibility potion. Go ahead.
Zach, are you green? Are you like a green goblin?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're muted.
Shame on me. We're both green.
I was like, yeah. I think the answer is
Both
yes.
Zach is green.
Okay. Okay. I would look at maybe, and
Oh, wow.
say what?
I was going to say, oh wow, I color-coded the Zacks and I color-coded the Chodies. And Lunar is the only one that's different. I didn't do that intentionally. Maybe subconsciously I knew that was necessary.
You just like putting people into boxes.
No.
You know?
Yeah, what's up with that?
No.
That's unhealthy.
No.
It's normal, but it's unhealthy.
No. I didn't do it intentionally.
I know.
Okay. All right.
Which makes it even funnier.
Gonna go ahead and crash this into the planet.
I would look and say, Liberator and Hatchling, I wish for a ride. Request a ride from you to somewhere to move on from this
Did you
looks like
say?
crashing place. I won't be long, and I will pull my weight in any capacity that's needed.
He called you
Captain, what's a
hatchling.
hatchling?
He's green, so it looks like a baby dragon. So that's what was the part of saying a hatchling, because he's small and he's green, so his scales haven't changed colors yet. And I think that he would be a hatchling.
This is all I know.
From the lizard folk.
Yeah.
I like the logic.
Oh. Until you can breathe in space, you're gonna wait right there. John, question about flight suits.
Yeah.
Would one that does belong to Pez, would it fit
No.
someone like Drynox? Okay, that's what I was worried about.
If one belonged, but the suits that you have, like on board the ship, because I believe one would have been for you and one would have been for Mevi, but yeah, I think that the situation is the prison transport doesn't appear to have any exosuits or any flight suits, like completely devoid of them. It is never the presumption that your ship is going to get blasted out of the sky, especially while traveling through safe space.
Captain E either exhales and prays, or we gotta get him planet side.
Our ship has oxygen, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah,
so did
it's
yours.
over
On the
there,
ship.
Captain.
So does yours, or so does the ship that you're in. And remember, it's extending the oxygen out like a little bit. And it seems like it'll be able to do so for a while. In the back section, and I'll go ahead and move the goblin since he's the one who's kind of focused on said task. Oh, I grabbed the drone only. Okay. You would note that, like, in the security station, which is around the corner here and in here, the console here, this has some comm controls, but not many. Go ahead and give me a computers roll.
Sheet.
Because normally this would be done in engineering, but if you go into the engineering section of this ship, you'll note that you blew out the engine so entirely, there's nothing there.
Outstanding. Good shot, Cap. Roll.
Sufficient.
That's a 10, which becomes a 17.
You're able to kind of maneuver commands like life support functions on the ship to extend the oxygen bubble out a bit, close enough that he can kind of jump out into space. He'll still be zero gravity, but the oxygen will be kind of pushed out wide enough that he can breathe for the time being. He will be very cold, but again, just heat him up once you get inside. Like, not freezing or anything, but cold. And then once you're on the ship, you can kind of just drop in. And but yeah, with that check, you can push the air bubble. It will cause the oxygen on the ship to deplete quicker, so that means you kind of have to move now once you do that.
Before I do that, I do want to make a couple preparations. Myself and Milo will go retrieve a rope or a cable, whatever it's called.
Sure.
I
And
have
sort
the
of-
cable.
You do have the cable.
Yep.
We will tie off between the hatch and
The ship.
that exit door of the ship before I do that.
Okay. Once you have that connection formed, you kind of make your way back to the other ship because you've done what you can over here, and you get back into the ship to kind of throw out your long-range sensors and just make sure if there's anything kind of on its way. And you feel like you've got a good half an hour. There does appear to be a ship that is heading this way, but from what you can tell, it does appear to be in a holding pattern. And your assumption is that the people of Haroon who are not hegemonic controlled are basically aware of the situation. They're not allied, they're just not at war. They're like, kind of, you can pass.
Willing to check a distress beacon.
Yeah. And so it sounds like the case that the hegemonic ship that's on the edges wanting to check the destruction is kind of waiting for the people of Haroon who are planet side to decide if they want to send something first. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And then everybody should be able to make it across. Does anybody have anything they want to do before you leave the prisoner transport?
Now, our ship in the piloting area only has 2 seats, right?
We'll get to...
I'm assuming there's another area that people can hang out and
Not
not
really.
eat each other.
No. We'll cover that in a bit. Your ship is definitely not big enough for this crew, so that's definitely going to be a point of interest and concern for the entirety of the series or until a situation evolves. If
We're doing
We're
the
gonna have to
two-seater in the
acquire a
Millennium
bigger-
Falcon with like 3 people over the shoulders.
Yeah.
Have to acquire a bigger ship.
That is
As-
I think we're going to need a bigger ship. I think the situation as it stands, I'm going to go ahead and move you to the...
I also take my cable line. I make sure we undo the cable line the last person over.
100%.
Milo can grab it.
The ship in question, I know that everybody's kind of placed there, but I want to kind of make sure that we all kind of start inside. There's no tiling here. I will put a tiling setup if we get to combat on this ship, but
God, I
movement
hope not.
is kind of just free otherwise. So once you kind of all get on board, the way you're entering the ship, as a reminder, is on the right wing of the ship. There is a port. It opens up this kind of manhole effectively, and then you descend down a ladder. It's zero gravity for a little bit of a bubble down, so you're kind of not like doing a lot of straining work to get down the ladder or falling, if you are bad at ladders. But you make it into this small little room. Once the hatch is closed, and you kind of, I'm assuming Pez came in first, dumped because you weren't wearing the flight suit, right? Or you were wearing the flight suit. If you want to keep that on, you can. But you kind of dump the helmet, over here where the spacesuits go, and you can see this would be for Drynox, for Zeech, and for Leolorn. You would see that there's apparently a small little storage panel here, off to the north side. A small couch, probably for sitting and changing into said spacesuits. A couple of small, jars of storage here, and then there's an airlock that is kind of behind you. Once the panel shuts, though, the airlock starts to kind of fill in the spacesuit room in its entirety with oxygen. And those of you who were in flight suits, which I think was none of you, besides the two that came in here originally.
Yeah, I think.
I
think Zach and Lunar both had flight suits.
No, Lunar doesn't need one. She's voidborn. She can float in space.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's the damnedest thing.
Yeah, she's Space Cat.
I did not expect that rebuttal at all.
I wasted starting gold on a flight suit.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Anyway, that said, Pets, you're probably at the console, so maybe you're kind of the host here.
Feel free to make yourselves comfortable in this room.
Oh,
Thank you.
got you. Hold on a second. You'll have to move through the doors proper. It's kind of aggravating. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I'm gonna do a thing that'll make it so that's not a problem. Since we are just kind of hanging out. There we go.
It's funny.
Wait.
No, I do kind of appreciate it.
Nope. It's gone.
Oh, yeah, okay. You erased it as I was trying. I was like, wait, I'm magical.
It works for everyone but me.
Nobody
Cool.
wants kitty pride powers on a spaceship. That's scarier.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Oh,
How does momentum work? Do I keep
You're
moving?
just fucking gone.
You
It's
just like phase through it.
It's
the scariest thing you can imagine.
if I become phased photons and I accidentally fly through the engine,
because zero gravity. You just like.
will the engine absolutely obliterate me entirely? Like,
Depends on your phasing timing.
yeah. Looking at this space, I mean, it definitely looks like, I would assume that Leolorn and Zeke, you're kind of familiar with the inner workings of hegemonic cruisers and ships. It's doubtless you've been on one at least, if not more. And this does appear to be a hegemonic ship, but it looks like it's been taken over by... Is the pair, like the dynamic duo, very slovenly? Like, is your bed made? Is, like, there stuff that's kind of, like, misplaced? Is there junk on the tables or the desks? Like, explain the scene a bit.
Wouldn't say
My
Pez is a
area.
slob.
Go ahead.
He's not a slob, but he's not tidy by any means. There's like a work table that's had a dozen or so projects just sort of being accessed over several months or whatever. It's not like
Covered in
filth.
open containers of old food.
there's like one or two, but nothing like rotting.
I like the idea, too, of, like, another microwave that's just, like, tucked underneath one of the desks, and it's got a face drawn on it. Like, this was attempt number 1 for...
Practice Milo.
Yeah, perfect. And then you were about to say, Kate?
My area would be immaculate, not a speck of dust, not a speck of dirt. And anytime I go near Pez's, I'm like, is this trash or is this treasure?
Oh my god, it sounds like me and my
kidding?
wife.
Because he's a scrapper, so he thinks everything's treasure, I feel like.
Yeah.
He's got a collection of just obvious trash that he's trying to make something out of.
You
And there
never
may
know when
have
you're gonna
been,
need
like,
a piece of scrap this size exactly.
So
a
many lengths
line
of wire.
of tape to, like, keep your treasure on your side.
Yeah, you just walk by with a ruler and just like scrape shit off of my disc.
Oh man. Okay.
No,
So you have
as long
the
as
rule
it's
about
on your
letting
side,
things hang
you're
over
good.
the side.
That's the scene. Drynox, I mean, again, you see you're familiar with the combat capabilities of a hegemonic ship. Obviously, you saw the effects of this ship on the cruiser you are in, Leolorn.
Do they know that we blew the ship up? They were asleep.
They have to assume that that's the case. Like, the devastation was pretty, devastating. I think Drynox would be understanding that he just boarded a bomber. Like, I think Drynox is combat enough to have seen these specific class of ship fly overhead and bomb the shit out of his people.
Was an actual question that I had. I didn't know how I should play him because I thought I was going to play him very much as like Tech is very weird. Tech is very strange to him. Like he would see the bombers of the deck. Oh wow, these things flew over me and these birds dropped things and made fire. But...
No, I don't think it's possible for your character to have been so avoidant of technology that he doesn't understand what these things are. I think you've been fighting the hegemony so long, you would have to have survived as long as you've had, and to kind of have the war hero reputation. You would have, even if you have different terminologies for things, that's fine, but you understand the workings of these things.
Okay.
You might still be leery of them.
Yeah. Oh, 100% the case. He's definitely gonna be. And then I think, as far as your proficiencies go, yeah, I mean, it kind of falls in line that you wouldn't. I mean, you know how to pilot things is the main thing. So you know how to fly these things, but not this specifically. But you probably have been like, we got to get out of here. Our hides are gonna get murderlated, and you basically like hands-on figured it out. Or saw somebody else doing it, and then when they got killed or moved on, you picked it up from them.
I would like kind of on the side, kind of start looking to see where the ship has been and what it's done. Kind of trying to figure out who these people who I just got on the ship with are, without being too obvious about it.
Yeah, so you kind of pop in and are kind of standing over here. Go ahead, Pez and Mevi, give me perception checks, and then. Drynox, go ahead and give me a computers roll.
Trying to find computers.
Perception's over there. It's such a pain in the ass.
Perception's very easy to get to. What are you talking about?
It's on the front page.
I'm clicking it and it's not rolling anything.
What?
Oh, you're computers? You're not. It's not rolling anything.
Yeah.
Did you click the 0, like the +0?
Yes. Yes. Oh, maybe because I popped out.
Yeah. Nope. Don't pop out.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Oh yeah, popping out is dead to me, and I miss it.
I'm sorry. It works for D&D really well. It does not work for Starfinder.
Pops out that says add modifier. I don't want to add modifier or anything. How
no
do I
modifiers. Yeah, just click. It should say hit the button below.
It does not say it.
Hold
There's
on.
not a roll button below that?
The dice next to it, like... Oh, sorry, you clicked the plus, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Click
yeah,
the dice.
I clicked the plus, my bad.
Sorry. I probably said the plus, I meant next to the plus. Okay, so...
Not bad for an untrained 0.
Before you get an opportunity to see anything, I just want to make sure that we understand. You're able to kind of get into... You walk over to this console that's kind of next to everything. And basically, the best way I can kind of think of this console, this offside console, is it isn't like a command station. It's basically like just a kind of... if there was a science officer on the ship, or if there was like someone who was basically the individual who would kind of control the long-range sensors all the time, and also control like the databases on the ship, that's what this station would be for. And as he walks over to it, he does hit some buttons on the console, which causes Mevi and Pez to both look over in that direction immediately. Whether you're hesitant that this guy is looking at your logs effectively, or you're okay with it, is up to your characters. And roleplay accordingly.
Hey, why are you touching buttons?
Trying to find out why you're here. Someone just blew up a ship and took me off it. I appreciate you a lot for getting me out of there, but also, why are we here? Where are we going?
I don't remember the dude that hired us to get the bug guy.
What a great segue!
Gentleman Jack, Spaceman Steve.
Chemical
Steven.
Steven!
Damn it, I was close.
Oh no.
Why does he look like Captain Planet?
He is Captain Planet. That's weird.
Because he looks like Captain Planet.
Wait,
Shut up
oh.
about it.
Okay, cool.
Chemical Steven.
Planet had a rough
Captain,
day,
we're
man.
being hailed by a chemical Steven.
I am going to explain some things about Chemical Steven for a little bit here. And then after that, I'm going to ask people questions about your character
Okay.
and how it relates
Let
to...
me tell you about Captain Planet and PCP.
Doing them both is bad. One at a time.
Now we're Chemical Steven.
So, Chemical Steven is a human. I'll bring up his picture again just so we're looking at him while I'm talking about him. That's the easiest way to do
He
it.
doesn't
Chemical
look
Steven
human.
is a human being who is actually from the Dracia system. He served as a very prominent rebel leader in that system. He is responsible for the destruction of the Hachi family, a noble family that ruled inside of the Dracia system for decades, and literally his rebellious efforts brought about their downfall and the recovery of the planet that they had taken as their strong point, their seat of power. Chemical Steven, after his big flourish in destroying a 50-ship hegemonic fleet in the Dracia system, had to escape because they reciprocated by creating a absolute military force in the Dracia sector in response. Chemical Steven is wanted in not only the Dracia system, but also in this system, also in the Procyon sector, which is closer toward the core. And he's never been to the Absalom Pact World system, but I'm sure if he did step foot in there, eventually he would be hated and also sought after by the powers that be. He treats most matters as gigs. He operates as a fixer of sorts. He makes sure that rebel groups have what they need to do the shit that they do, and he only sponsors the jobs that he thinks are going to be changing for the people that are going to be affected by them. He is a goodly guy. He does not like wanton violence and tries to avoid it at all costs. Unfortunately, he does have a bit of a reputation for it being quite bloody when he doesn't have that as an opportunity. So in lies the case with the extermination of the Hachi family. Every single member of that noble house was expunged from existence. In this area, he has been taking a lot less larger gigs and mostly focuses on his task as a fixer, getting people what they need and kind of finding jobs for smaller groups, individual groups, or small cells to ensure that they're successful. His reputation is not known by everyone. It is known by us above table. Whether or not your character is familiar with Chemical Steven's history is entirely up to you. And also, if your character has been aligned with that history is also entirely up to you. So, we're going to go through people one by one, and since Chody, you're the one who sprang this trap card effectively, again, a liberator, a savior for some, a destroyer for the hegemony, an absolute force to be reckoned with. Chemical Steven, the fixer of fixers, the very erudite and very calm voice for the people. Your thoughts on whether or not Drynox knows of or has met Chemical Steven. Your call.
I think he knows him. He thinks that he likes to keep his hands a little softer than he should, but when he needs to bring them out, he can. On some of the planets, he might have sent some supplies to them to keep the rebellion going, but I don't think he's ever met him personally. He's
Just heard his
seen
name.
outskirts of, heard his name, and like they might have sent some stuff for them to like help out, but he's never met him before. But
Good.
it's definitely he approves of Steven.
Okay. Next up on the docket then, Lunar. Again, this character does roll in kind of more dark circles than your character has in her own personal kind of struggle against the hegemony. He's much, even though his hands are soft, they are definitely dirty. Your thoughts on whether or not she knows of or has incorporated in any way with Stephen?
I want to say she knows of him. Maybe they communicate with each other, but they've never met in person. Maybe he reached out to her to see if he could help with she could help with the rebellion. She agreed. I want to say she respects him. Okay. Not just because of his soft hands, but also because he knows when to get them dirty. She respects his approach, and if things don't go his way, he'll take matter to his own hands, and she respects that.
Love that. Okay. And then last but not least, Zeech. Have you ever met Chemical Steven? Is it a name you would even know? He definitely knows of you.
Yeah, and I imagine this is the second time Chemical Steven has bailed them out of a crisis. They're an effective mystic and have helped the rebellion through a couple of missions, so I don't know if they've actually, like, shook hands, but definitely commed, like, video comms before and communicated and know each other.
Yeah, and I like to think, too, that it's probably, like, currently, like, a point of sorrow for Stephen, that he was able to rescue one member of this beacon of the Triune, but not the entirety. The other two are definitely on his radar, and so you kind of getting rescued here, and them saying it was you that they were here to rescue is not a surprise to Jeet. Okay, and then Pez and Mebi, obviously, you can interchange who goes first and who goes last. Obviously, you've done this job and probably one other job for Chemical Steven in the past. Your thoughts on whether or not you like him or you're just doing it because of the money? And also, what was the last job you did?
I like the money.
Pez is weary of him. After the last job, I think he would have tried to, like, read into him a little more in whatever files, records he could access.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, he owes Captain Baby money for the job we're doing right now. The last job we did, I don't know, retrieving a comm unit that might have had sort of a
I like that.
Decoding software for hegemonic communications.
Specifically, like prison-related and like transportation-related transportation. So that initial job probably happened before, like maybe another 2 or 3 jobs that were in between this job and the job you're now on. And in the background, Stephen actually used that to learn the fate of Zeech and kind of like okay, now's the time. And that's why it was kind of like a rush gig. When we discussed it last time, he was kind of like, you got to move, the ship's moving now kind of situation. I like that a lot. I also think it's really interesting that the two people who were hired by Stephen to do the job are the least familiar with his reputation and also like care the least about him. And the second you go, it's what's his name, Chemical Stephen, and they go, everyone's like, yeah, awesome.
Something like
not a
Charlie.
Single one of us batted an eye.
Everyone's like, oh, for real? Cool.
Bug sprayed Charlie.
Bug sprayed Charlie. So now that we're all in the same space, did Chemical Stephen give you a direction after the escape?
I think we have to meet up with him because he owes me money for you.
Excellent. Where?
I don't... Pez, you had that info.
You bet. As Pez is like closing tabs of like Wikipedia on what a Patra is, why it can breathe in space, and closing Drydox's criminal record.
Give me a computers roll.
Just tabbing out of 100 things.
Give me a computers roll to see if like
computers roll.
Yeah, this is actually a really funny one if you fail, but it's funnier if you succeed. Or it's less funny if you succeed. It's funnier if you fail. Computers. Let's see it. Ah, damn, that's a pretty good roll.
Becomes a 17.
Yep. So you kind of like go through it, and you have like a notepad opened, right? And you kind of look at it, and it's like got all the notes that Chemical Steven like had. This is like on an unsecured like file system. So like even if hegemonic like controls tap into it, they won't catch this like aspect of it. It's like you're running Linux, and like Windows is what they run on. It says that you're to meet with him in Starseed.
That's where we need to go.
We said we'd be there in a couple days.
Let's head that direction.
I don't know how long it takes to go to Starseed.
Sure. Well, the main thing is the current situation is there is a hegemonic cruiser, also known as a Claymore.
We gotta get out of this space.
It's in holding pattern. So if you book it and like you don't kind of conceal your movement, it'll be a situation where they're just going to be able to track your sublight travel and kind of follow up on you. So the main thing is if you're
we want to do it stealthily.
If you're going, if you want to, the stealthily is not so much a thing. Like they're going to be able to track you regardless if you leave this planet. If you want to hide, you have to go to ground on Haru. If you want to leave this place, but you don't want them to follow you, you need to go somewhere else and go to ground, and then shortly thereafter leave so that it disrupts their tracking.
How long until we're supposed to meet him in Starseed?
I believe it was just once the job's done. He's there. He's got a pretty established location in Starseed at a dive bar.
And what do we know about the planet that we could fly down to?
Haru. Haru is the place where the Haroon come from, which are kind of a warrior species, not too dissimilar from the Vesk, which Chody is one. So they're kind of lizardy kind of people, but they're kind of like predator-faced lizard folk, is the best way to describe it. They come from here. But the planet is no longer kind of inhabited only by them as it was before. It has dozens and dozens of cultures that have kind of made Haroon their place of residence. The main one that is down there is a council of dwarves. They have their own battle fleet on Haru. They are not hegemonic controlled, nor are they hegemonic aligned, but they're kind of like the people who the hegemony is kind of communicating with to say, our ship is broken there, we're going to go get it. And they're like waiting for them to say, well, are you going to go check it out first or not? That's the current holding pattern that's on offer. Basically, you don't just fly into somebody's house and say, we're taking our stuff because it blew up here. It's more of a, well,
can we come get it?
Yeah, can we come get it? And that's the holding pattern that's currently on offer. And the ship that's off in the distance, I want to make sure that you understand like what the ship sizes are here. The ship in question is... Oh, okay, got it. The ship in question is a Claymore class cruiser, or battle cruiser. And the Claymore is basically like, if you think of it in ship terms, it's like a destroyer. And it has a landing path on it, like a landing platform on it, that allows for small fighters to kind of fire out of it. The particle annihilators that they have on the sides of the ship are very destructive. And this one at current is currently in a tractor beam mode because it was something that was happening in the other game. But yeah, a lot of cool high-tech shit that they've got going on that your ship doesn't have. But,
Captain Baby,
go ahead.
I've calculated a heading in high orbit to the western side of the planet. If you'd like, Captain, I could start us in that direction.
Sure.
You got it. And he's just flipping switches.
Okay. Does anybody of the new group have any suggestions?
Not that I can think of.
Again, staying in outer orbit until we get to the far side of the planet to find a port to land in.
Okay. And you're landing on Haroon, right?
Yes.
That's what. Okay.
We're getting away from this area of the planet to land somewhere more discreet than directly under the crash site of this inevitable.
I think that would have been the most unsuspicious area to land, but okay.
At the crash site?
Out of character. Yeah. It's fine. We're fine. We'll go hide
I crack
somewhere
under
else.
pressure. Someone's gonna be like, "Did you see this plane crash?"
Look out! It's like I did it. It was me.
Immediately crying.
Just wailing, gnashing of teeth. Love it.
Putting myself in handcuffs.
I told the captain not to shoot.
Just take me away. Take me away.
I put a microwave in, or I put a burrito in Milo. And turn a dial.
Stress eating.
I'm totally okay with that.
He still functions.
But the actual face of Milo is like on the side, right? So like
yes,
there's a can on top that has like a face
drawn on it. It is fully Nepter.
But that's where like the wires shoot out. But like the side face, like I'd like to think that while like the microwave is going, it's just spinning. Like
I couldn't figure out how to get that gyroscope to stay.
Let's see here. Okay. So, as you make your way down, bear with me here. That's interesting. Kind of annoying, but interesting. Bear with me here. This is being a silly. There we go. That might work. Okay. As you kind of descend down to Haru, you would see that there does appear to be a location that would serve as a place for you to land. It is connected to the Dwarvish society on Haru, and the immediate hailing upon your descent and kind of maneuvering towards that isn't like a warning or a request for information. It is literally a paywall. It does look like the docking passage for you to kind of land in their loading area is 10 credits.
I don't have any money.
I have 10 credits.
How do I check my money out of character?
It would be in your inventory.
Inventory.
Alright, let me
Up
find it.
at the top, I believe.
There it is.
You have no credits.
202 credits for
Nope,
me.
that's your total wealth. That's how much you are worth. All of your gear that you have. Up at the top, you see where it says currency, and there's like a silver and like a gold.
Oh, yeah, I have 0 credits.
Yeah, credits are these, just to kind of explain it, and so you understand. Silver, or the silver side is credits, and that's basically like the standard currency. That's just cash. And then the other type of currency is called UPB, which are, you can spend them, and they're physical. They're never like a digital thing. But they can also be used to make stuff out of, because they're just universal particles that can be used in a maker's kit to craft shit. For those who play Dungeons and Dragons, it's the difference between gold and residuum.
Mm-hmm.
Did you roll a
I have
deception
credit.
check?
Yeah, I told him I don't have any money.
You don't have to roll
I
to
used a
fight your
little bit.
players. You can just tell them narratively, I don't have any money, but like you do actually have money. Like
I have a little bit of money, but I'm telling him I don't have any money.
if the roll is to be bad and you're like, I do have money, like they can see the cred chip on your belt. Like
Mm-hmm.
too funny. Does anybody want to pay it? Because again, if you descend and you haven't paid, they are going to see that as a problem.
Yeah, I got 10. I give them 10.
Okay. Once you've done so, you make your descent into Harun's cloudy kind of top layer, and then down. The atmospheric distortion is not terribly heavy compared to other worlds that you've been on, and I would like to think that this is probably the first time any of you have actually been on Harun. And up ahead, you see a massive column of a structure known as a pylon. These are very common hegemonic structures. They basically are as high up as they can go physically to allow for easier planet to orbit transfers, but they don't pierce through like orbital barriers. Bear with me here. Having a bit of a difficulty getting the ship to do the thing. Oh crap. Fuck. Okay. Bear with me here. This is annoying, but
We can
Yeah.
occupy the time.
Yes, please.
It's fine.
Should we destroy that pylon?
I think we've
Probably
destroyed
not.
enough things today. We're out of bombs. Might need to see about locating some more.
Rearming the ship is always a good idea. Does anyone know where to go in this town?
We probably are going to want to lay low for a little bit.
Best behavior.
Probably no
That-
eating people.
Is that Jinx, Kate, or is that Rowan?
I believe it's Ribbon.
Okay.
Is he okay?
Jinx is going to be put down tomorrow if she makes it through
Oh,
the night. So
no.
Don't make it
she's
sad.
not been doing well. Yeah,
I'm very
I
sorry.
know,
she's old, man.
I saw
Yeah,
I
she's
saw it
really
in
old.
Pets. I did see it already, but at the same time.
Yeah, she's
Sorry, man.
she's old. She's old
Yeah.
for her breed that she is. Like, I mean, she's like on the high end of that even. So, yeah, it's just she's suffering now. So it's kind of like a thing to where it was like, is she there? Is she not there? So it's like we're taking her. I'm gonna try to take her in tomorrow to get her put down if we can.
Well, no.
Anyway, fun D&D stuff. Let's kill things.
Want to play
This
D&D?
is a D&D.
Yeah, let's not
Starfinder.
talk about work stuff for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all Zach
God, it's
Cap
haunted.
does.
It's not all I do, but
Just another one day.
Another Monday. Perfect. Spin it about. The engine being on is funny to me, but I think I can make it.
I forget sometimes.
You're good.
There we go. Okay, switching the scene. The engine isn't on when you dock. Just want to make sure that's clear. You're
Keep it hot for me in case we need to leave fast.
the hangar here, kind of jutting out of the pylon, is.
I don't see. Okay, there we
We
go.
are
Yeah,
without
I don't-
visibility tokens, by the way.
No, yeah,
There we
pulling-
go.
They
pulling
just
the
popped
tokens
on.
one at a time. I can't do them all at once.
Gotcha. You're good.
The pylon itself, it is got like things jutting out of the sides of it, balconies, etc. A lot of these kind of spaces. And one such space, once the 10 credits has been cleared, they denote that you are supposed to dock on. Now the thing is that due to this being a hegemonic ship, it typically doesn't have the same kind of docking methodology. So you can see that there's like this walkway here and these stairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can just park normal, which is what it currently is, which means you'll have to walk over the top of the ship to get to the stairs, which may come up later or may not. Or if you'd like to try it, you can back the ship in. It's entirely up to the pilot, which would be Pez, whether or not he wants to back the ship in or to just dock it as it is.
I feel like I need to prove myself now that I could absolutely park fancy. So what do you want?
What?
We're gonna back into the space for sure.
While he's
Okay.
doing this,
As I
study him.
Sorry, and as I see them do that, just a light hand on the shoulder with the way, and you have guidance.
Ooh.
I'm critiquing. I'm looking at him to see how well he does too.
Got my two uncles over my shoulders.
Go ahead and give me a piloting roll.
Knocked it out of the
Good
park.
job, kid.
Yeah, easy enough. As you kind of dock the ship, very clearly capable, you would see that as it's docked. Again, keep in mind the engine is not on. It does look like you're burning everything behind you, but you're able to dock it just fine. It locks magnetically to this kind of console here, and then walking along the gangplank, kind of towards you, you can see what appears to be an individual, a dwarvish individual, kind of moving with determination. Seems like this individual is very much kind of focused on talking to the pilots of this craft. And he also looks like he has an air of nobility to him, like he might be somebody important. Disembarking is obviously a very similar method to how some of you just embarked. Climb up a ladder, pop out, down the steps.
While we're going out, I look at Pez. And
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Before everybody gets off the ship,
Mm-hmm.
how much knowledge do we believe other people have that you were captured?
What sort of wanted levels are we dealing with?
Not terribly high, because again, you were imprisoned, so there's no all points bulletin that's been put out or anything, and the hegemony is probably by the time you're docking, at this point, it's probably just been given clearance to even make its way towards the destroyed ship, which wasn't crashing down, as I remember specifically mentioning. It's in orbit, so it's kind of locked in that magneto kind of orbit. It's not going to descend or cascade into the atmosphere yet.
So it's not like high-profile criminal cases that everybody would know they were on a prisoner ship being transported.
Yeah, the presumption isn't that they escaped though. Right now, the presumption is that the ship is destroyed. Because look what you remember what you did to the ship.
But I just want to
That's
know
true.
how widely known these people that I rescued
Oh, sure.
are.
No, yeah, definitely the only person who might have a chance of popping up. You wouldn't know. But Leolor and I would say you definitely have a mind that you might be noticed. But whether or not they know that you're a rebel and against the hegemony is still something that most folks don't know.
Okay.
Because you were pretty
I feel
high
like you
profile.
would keep that. Yeah,
Just
that's true. I
tell
wouldn't
people to
make it known
be
that
careful.
I'm with the rebellion because I'm trying to keep a low profile.
Hmm.
But yeah, that didn't help when I got outed.
Yeah. So this dwarf will kind of make his way straight up to the space and kind of like look up at you from the bottom of the stairs. He doesn't have any armed guards or anything, so that's a plus. And you can see that the only other ships that you can kind of see in this space look like they're these kind of dwarvish like trawlers. Basically, if you weren't able to dock your ship very well, these things down well below you would have been able to kind of push you into space. And then this very magnificent looking ship that looks like it's made out of like wood, with a very massive gem structure on its back end, which does appear to be very potently, powerfully emitting kind of like this way energy. And these aren't space, or this one here, the wooden ship, it doesn't look like it's a spacecraft. It looks like it'd probably be something that would be used for kind of surface transportation.
In atmosphere.
Yeah.
Pez is gonna sit like on top of the Dreamweaver and just sort of look at that ship.
Okay.
Do you want me to stay with the ship, Captain?
If you want.
Yeah, I want.
Dwarf will raise his hand up to whoever's coming down the steps of the weird gangplank first, and he'll look up to you and say, "Hail! Hegemony wasn't allowed access, but you didn't file as Hegemony when you tagged in. Mind if I ask, where'd you get that ship?" And he crosses his arms and looks very serious and stern.
You'd have to ask my pilot.
Who's your pilot?
God damn it.
Oh no.
Motherfucker.
No, look what you did. Out of character, I'm saying this out of character.
I have
Pez
a couple
sipping
pilots.
a fountain soda and eating a microwave burrito next to his microwave on
Yeah.
top of the ship.
100%.
Aww.
No, I
Just staring you down. Who's your pilot?
Tick tock. Tick.
I would come out and say, I hear dwarves know where to drink. Where can I get a drink? You can figure this out.
I'm currently busy talking to your friend there. If you don't mind me putting that question on hold for a second until that one answers mine.
he's a pilot.
Are you the pilot?
I'm not a pilot. I'm a pilot. I'm not the pilot.
I need to know where you got the ship before I let you into my dock. Very important that that's the case. And I'd hope that if you're planning on using the facilities around these parts, you're going to be quite honest and open with me, so as not to kind of draw my ire to you.
When he said that, my eyebrows go up and I go, "Your ire."
He's like 3'10".
You think-
He's like 3'10". His arms are crossed. He's wearing what appears to be kind of just like leather garb, and like it looks like a very fancy looking outfit. His beard is immaculate, and he's staring up at you, and you can see like there's like these very cool tattoos over like the left side of his eye. And he says, "Yeah, my ire."
I want to I want to say, like, I want to start saying, what kind of ire is that? Kind of like a not a challenge is like, I will fight you kind of thing, but a, like, what have you done kind of thing.
Yeah. He goes, "Well," and he kind of raises his fist out in front of you like this. And then when he does so, you see that the cannons on like the wall like mount behind him, down below you here, and all of them just point in towards your ship.
I would not provoke him if I were you.
I would see it, but I would still be like, I didn't say what others would do. I said, what have you done?
I
You seem
built
to be a
this.
warrior
He points at himself and he says, "I built this."
Captain, are we in trouble?
I think we'll be fine, Pez.
No.
We acquired this ship. It had been abandoned, and we needed Some guy at the garage told us we could take it because we needed a ride. And that's how we came about the ship.
From what my seasoned professionals told me, the codes on that bomber are still clean, haven't been figured or sussed out. So you're either in league with the hegemony, or you're not. Which is it?
We're not.
He smiles at the Pothos. Good. He walks over to the Vesk and like this just very disarming smile as he kind of lowers his hand and all the guns just go back to their neutral state and just slaps you on the hip. Come on, I'll show you where we can get a drink. My name's Dugan. Let's go. And he'll kind of wander on down the gangplank. The wind is kind of like sweeping through here, and you can feel it, but it doesn't seem to cause any distortion for you. Like as you're walking on this very precarious and almost like a very popular franchise about space conflicts, there are no handrails. Like, I don't know why there are no handrails, but it doesn't seem to be a problem.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck handrails. Fuck it. It almost feels like
down below.
it almost feels like the ground. It almost feels like the ground is kind of like keeping you pretty sturdy and stable as you kind of walk along the gangplank. He'll lead you down to basically down to his own office, and I'm gonna move us to there. It's just down this way.
Pez, are you coming or are you staying with the ship?
Muted.
Muted, Pez.
Muted Pez.
Cool. More than happy to stay with the ship unless that is an issue for you, John.
No, it's fine.
Awesome.
Unless you keep tabs on things.
Oh, yeah.
And I apologize for this room being kind of cut off. It's just
Good.
Describe's kind of not the best. But they're cool. We were sponsored by them. They're pretty awesome. But yeah, maps are kind of yeah. So anyways, you enter into this kind of like side station, and it looks like a little waiting area. And he comes around the desk and sits down in a very comfy chair on the opposite side. Physical books, like literal pages, are kind of like present here, but also tablets and such. He gestures to the couch, which this little marking is a part of a watermark, so just ignore it. It is a 3-seat couch. And he kind of gestures, and as he does so, he'll kind of gesture to the wall that Mevi kind of moves to. And when he gestures to it, the wall kind of splits in the middle. And when it does so, like a bunch of glass decanters kind of pop out with these like little racks. And he looks at the Vask and says, "Pick your poison. I don't have any suggestions. They're all really fucking good. Otherwise, I wouldn't put them in the shelf."
I appreciate some of your inventions more than others.
Well,
I'll get a drink.
Yeah. If it doesn't help, what's the fucking point of it? So, you've got a hegemonic bomber, Dynamo class, here in my port, and I'm assuming your rebels snatched it from somewhere, brought it on over to me. Didn't even know what you were doing, but definitely very tantalizing for me, to be sure. Now, you paid your 10 credits. Of course you get to stay. No problems there. And you don't owe me anything. I'm not going to seize your ship. That's not the style I play in. I don't like trying to force agency out of the hands of those who have it. And since you're not hegemonic troopers, I'm assuming that you're jack full of agency and things that you want to do and life that you want to lead. Am I right?
Indeed.
Great. So, what I need, real simple. Our scans also denoted that you don't have any bombs left on your ship. I'm going to fill it up. But what I need you to do is deal with a problem. A very serious problem that I've been having of late.
And that would be...
Planet side, there's a hegemonic station. Proprietarily, it is not hegemonic. It's considered a guild station. But we're not stupid, and we know better. They say it's for the Starsmiths, but we know that if you put Claymore-class ship in near orbit and make sure that it's tracking everything, and start diverting your prison transports, which have been recently attacked. You didn't have anything to do with that, did you?
Haven't heard of anything like that.
Huh? Well, yeah, it must have been just a coincidence, I guess. Well, anyway, if you're going to start trying to rely on us in our own backyard, and you're not paying the price, you're trying to skirt and avoid things, well, I don't want you in my property. And so, it has come to me and the other members of the council here on Haru to deal with that problem. But deal with that problem in a way that is not absolutely and utterly observantly the council's fault. So, hegemonic bomber, if the hegemony is blowing up their own space, or like, small corded stations, well, who are they going to blame? Rebels, probably. And we got nothing to do with that. And there's no way that they could try and finger and point to us having rebels in our area, because we've never been caught out for having any rebel activity, nor are we rebel sympathizers. Which I'm not. I'm not sympathetic to your cause. I am understanding that being under hegemonic control is probably not that great, but on the alternate side of it, the hegemony has a bunch of people who are not terribly concerned about following the laws. And that's not great either. So, my proposition, I put some bombs in your vehicle, put some credits on a cred chip, untraceable, and you go on over there and do what you need to do. Drop those bombs, deal with that station, and then leave Haru. You do that, and that'd be great. 100 creds per person. Looks like you got about 4. One on ship, 500 credits. Should be more than fair. How much are you getting paid for what you're doing right now?
She'll turn towards, what's your name again?
Maybe.
Dugan.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe, sorry.
I turn to Maybe. You're good. I turn my gaze to Maybe, and she's like...
That's none of your business. But how many bombs are we talking about?
Full compliment.
Could I have a set of spares?
Where are you going to put them?
That's a me problem.
The answer's no.
Fair enough.
I'll tie them to the outside of the ship if I need to.
Just fly the whole thing into the guts. We'll just fly it at the hegemony. If we have enough bombs, it'll work.
100 creds apiece. 4 bombs. How many bombs are you wanting us to let go?
Oh, I'm giving you a full compliment, so that's 16 bombs.
Oh, 16. I only had 4 before. That's way more than I thought my ship could carry.
Yeah, you're probably going to need all of them for the job at hand, so... I mean, if you can do it precisely without using all of them, great. So much the better for you, I guess. These aren't cheap, obviously, but... I'm not trying to grant a group of rebels explosive they might use on civilian structures or whatnot.
I need to talk with my companions for a moment.
You're welcome to do so. And, yeah, passage and movement throughout the space is yours entirely. I'll be here, continuing my work. He kind of shifts his hand onto the desk, maneuvers something, and from the ceiling you would see a kind of spider bot. Very clunky though, very dwarvish looking, very art deco. And it comes down, a claw pops out of what you thought was the head, grabs a hold of a single glass, grabs a hold of a bottle, pours the glass, and then moves across the wall over to it. And he will take the glass of alcohol and kind of watch you as you either stay here and talk or head out onto the deck out there to talk instead.
Okay.
Fascinating invention you have there.
Just a drone.
I'm gonna head back to the ship and talk to Pez. When you guys are ready to talk, we can convene, and then we'll come back later, if that's cool.
Yeah, well, I'm here. And again, you have free passage. No one will interfere with you unless you're breaking the laws of this location. And you guys go outside. Again, Medi, you're heading out. Is anybody staying in here to talk to him? Sorry to move people. I just saw Kate go that way. Is anybody staying here with Dugan and asking any more questions or talking to him at all, or?
Nope.
I'm gonna drink as many as I can before I walk out.
Yeah, again, he watches you drinking and says, "So, where are you from? Look pretty banged up."
I would start telling about my home world and about the gladiatorial events and my strength and my feats, and then I'd ask him if he wanted to arm wrestle.
No, not really. My strength lies in here. I'm always on the ready, always prepared. Be honest. Your companion there was pretty standoffish right at the get-go. Were you at all involved in that prisoner transport problem?
I just woke up and they got me off somewhere. I don't know. I got on their ship. I was in cryos, man. I'm just trying to live my life again.
Oh, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to find out because I'm interested in leverage or anything. Just curious.
I just don't know about it. I was in cryos. I woke up. There was my captors. I ate my captors, and then I got on the next ship since I was in space. Can't just, get down to Earth get down to planet side without help.
Understandable.
As for the exact ship, what it was, where it was going, whatever,
I get
they
you.
were selling me off as a slave.
I get you. I understand. So, I mean, you're not saying it precisely, but I think I catch the measure. What about you two? So, real quick, before I say that sentence, Pottus and Zeke, you are a Pottus, you are Leolorn. Leolorn and Zeke, where are you two going? Are you staying with Drinox, or are you kind of making your way with Mebby, or are you doing something else? You stay with Drinox? Okay.
I'll stay with Drinox.
Zeke? You're muted.
Would have made my way with Mebby.
Okay. So then, what about you? He would say, instead of, what about you too? What's your story?
Oh boy. I say this out of character. I'm trying to prepare what I'm trying to say. What I'm going to say. I would explain that I'm from Pulonis. Oh god, I don't even know what to say. My brain is not at all with me out of character.
No worries. If it's just small talking, you're kind of just, telling a bit about your own personal story. He's okay with that. The main thing is he's fishing to see if you tell him about if you were a part of the prisoner transport debacle that's currently happening in Atmo or not. Do you keep that to yourself, or do you kind of let it out?
I'm keeping that to myself because I don't believe I was part of that.
Okay.
Question mark?
No, it seems like, I think, again, as far as intelligence goes, you are a smart enough person to understand that he is referencing what just happened with you. Like, literally the prisoner transport.
The ship you were on.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It is in
Right.
it is in his planet's orbit, and he's aware of it, and he's asking if you were involved in that.
Ooh.
So you don't
How
have
to answer.
Yeah, you don't have to answer him directly. He's just trying to fish to see if that's the case. And if you kind of say no, or just don't answer like Drinox did. Drinox is just kind of yeah, I was being transported. I was in cryo. I popped out, which is basically an admission, but at the same time, he's not saying, yeah, I was a part of that prisoner transport. It's could be related, could be not.
It's more like I was part of the prison transport, not part of the prison explosion. I don't know who did the explosion part.
Yeah. And, I mean, yeah,
I
exactly. He doesn't even know what ship he was on. It could have been a totally different ship.
Could have been, yeah. I think Leah Lorne is gonna go that route as well. She's gonna
Same.
say, I am not very familiar with who bombed that ship. All I know is that I was in cryostasis as well, and I woke up. I do not know who's responsible, I'm afraid.
There's like a dramatic clink of the ice in the glass, and he said, I didn't say anything about bombing. And then the scene cuts, and we'll go to the others that went to the dynamo. You three kind of are on ship side. That'd be Mebby, Pez, and Zeke. Mebby, you would see that Zeke kind of follows behind you. Do you try to ward him away, or is it okay if he follows?
Okay, if he follows.
Sorry,
I actually
they
wanted
follow.
everybody to follow.
Yeah, the other two seem to have stayed with Dugan. But yeah, you managed to kind of get into the
But
ship.
he's the really important one that his vote is the only one that really matters, I guess. So
That
Pez.
is true.
Besides
He's the only
Pez.
one she wants.
So the other two are, I mean, they can choose to be with us or not be with us, right?
Yeah.
At this point, we've already rescued them, so they. So I would just say, hey, Pez, we just had a interesting offer. Give us a full. I don't remember the word. Ship of bombs to go drop on a hegemony satellite station that claims to be a guild station. 100 credits apiece, and whatever bombs we don't use to disrupt their life. What do you think?
Is that before we bring the man to Chemical Steven?
Yeah, that would be on our way out.
That sounds risky, Captain. For 100 credits?
A piece. 500 total.
Pez doesn't really have a grasp on the finances of cost of living, things like that. He should. He's smart enough to, like, figure such a thing. But does that sound like a reasonable amount of money with that kind of a risk?
You two are getting paid 1,000 credits for bringing Zeke to Steven. So, to give you an idea of where we are at job-wise, it's low cash-wise, but the bombs that he'd be placing in your hold
The bombs are a very worthwhile.
are very expensive. If you have to use all of them, that's a problem, but if you don't, then it could be worth it.
While I am new to your crew, Captain, if I could share my opinion, it does.
You don't need to call me Captain.
Sorry, Pez has been referring to you as such. Is that not your title?
Only Pez refers to me as Captain. I'm not really a captain.
Then what would you like me to refer to you as?
My name's Maybe.
Maybe. Pez. I think this is both a simple way to rearm your ship as well as an effective attack on the hegemony. I see no reason not to accept this mission, as we are only delaying our time before we can leave anyway. No? I've also seen you pilot the ship, Pez. I have complete faith in your ability to successfully pull off this bombing run.
Oh, I'm the one that hit the bombs.
Ah.
I'm the bomber.
Yes. And I anticipate your accuracy as well. There's no reason not to doubt either of your abilities.
I assume that Pez's face, like as he's being like applauded, he's like just about to smile, like beam, and then Mevy's like, "No, it was me. I was the one. It was me.
I'm the one that blew that up. He fucked up, actually. If you weren't paying attention, you were frozen. He fucked up.
Like he's almost happy, and then he's
Oh,
not.
gee whiz.
I'm sorry, Captain. Oh. Okay.
I guess since we're transporting him and he's willing to risk it, and you're okay with it, Captain, the bombs would be a nice addition.
They would. We are currently out.
What's the target exactly? Satellite?
Scene cuts, and we move to a scene where your group basically regroups. So you come back to find Leolorn and Drynox have been hanging out with Dugan, drinking and talking, kind of shooting the shit. And when you kind of regroup with them, what you'll note is that Dugan kind of looks at you as you walk in, and there's a pretty stone cold read of the situation when you enter. Like, he seems to kind of assess that you're coming here for confirmation. Like he almost, it's almost like a preternatural sense from Mebi and Seach that you understand that he already knows that you're going to answer in the affirmative. And he smiles. So we're taking the job, right?
Sure.
Great. Well, I guess we can work over the specifics, and he'll raise up a data tablet, kind of hold it out to the edge of his very massive desk, and say, Camp Fullix is located on the central continent of Haru. It was established initially by Starsmiths guilds. If you're familiar with their work, they build the ships and crafts of the hegemony, but they are a segmented company or corporation. They mainly deal with craftsmanship of spacecrafts, and due to our own personal deficiencies or lack of capability in dealing with sublight travel, their assistance was seen as a boon to the council of the Dwersen, the dwarves, on planet side. We didn't understand what we were connecting with. We didn't understand the gravity of the situation that we were linking into. An unfortunate matter, to be certain. Due to their capabilities, they were able to craft some ships of their own, and they were able to cause us some issues in their early days. We negotiated with their envoys, we discussed with their groups, and we made sure that the guild was understanding that their practices were not welcome. We thought the matter handled. They, of course, were not satisfied with the arrangement that we desired, and instead focused their efforts into cloaking their structures. The main force that they have on their side is that this is a water-based location. They have seafaring craft, mind you, and other structures that allow them to manipulate and maneuver what is normally handled in space on the planet. This has caused us no problems, but again, what they are trying to do is ensure that we become reliant on what they are processing, and that we require their assistance more often than not. Simple matter. We do not want them to be here any longer. Our fleet has grown to a very sizable, and very capable amount of ships that are capable of sublight speed and surviving the strains of faster than light travel through Earth portals. So, we would like them to leave. However, pissing off the hegemony would be problematic. He'll push forward, like he'll make sure that you have the device that he proffered to you, to make sure that you're able to kind of see what he is highlighting. And if this works, then I will be happy. If it doesn't, I will be sad. It's looking like sadness is on the table. I will
That's a bummer.
sadness as a bonus action.
Is this the data tablet you were talking about?
That's right. Oh my goodness. Bear with me for 1 second. Thank you. So sorry.
Pez is kind of sketching the ship off of the side there. Taking a look at what he assumes is an engine.
Mm-hmm.
Just admiring it. You don't see a lot of wood structures lately.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't get to see many wooden structures.
Yeah, it's definitely a sight to see. The kind of imagery, it's a bit more like technical than what I am about to relay to you. Let's see if this works. Oh god. Oh god. Ah!
Well, in that case, Pez is also looking at those autocannons and wondering how the guy got that to work.
We did it. Oh, we did
Get it?
almost. Hold on. We're almost there. We're almost there.
All good, all good.
Oh my gosh.
Only so much I could do to occupy the time.
I appreciate your efforts.
Pez is gonna, I don't know, sort of take Milo on a walk across the top of the ship.
So did you go to the meeting as well or no? Oh, okay, I get you. I see what you're saying.
He's still hanging out waiting. I think he's like listening in.
Okay. So basically the city in question on the planet Haru, it denotes it is a city known as Dresk, Dresk, and the facility is basically an entire like dock area. On this image that you're kind of looking at here, it's kind of located here, and also this facility here, and a bit of the facility in the background. Looking at it from kind of an orbital position, it does look like it's very secure, but again, most of the details are not terribly important to you. What you're able to denote is that in the imagery, the things that they're focused on destroying are the ports. It does look like there are ships that are kind of present therein, and also a lot of cranes and mechanisms out in the water. And basically, it's a lot easier to build things that are really, really heavy when you're in zero gravity. It is a lot easier to create conditions of zero gravity in isolated atmospheres, and it's a lot easier to create isolated atmospheres underwater. So the kind of substance of what's beneath the port side, it's like a series of sea labs that are kind of present there that create these bubbles above it. Like, if you've ever played Final Fantasy X, they're basically creating like the Blitzball like containment areas, but in opposite. So instead of it being oxygen outside and water on the inside, it is a zero gravity bubble on the inside, and then they build the ship parts inside.
Oh, that's cool.
And then
Like that Ender's game.
kind of, yeah, like the boats are present too, and the boats serve as kind of like their patrolling. They also serve as the means for, like, they'll move one of their flat ships, not so much this ship that you're seeing on image, but they'll move their flat ships over top the bubbles, and then like arm mechanisms and cranes will kind of descend from underneath the ship and manipulate the objects inside the zero bubble.
Got it.
But they do have attack crafts, and the attack crafts have anti-air and anti-orbital weaponry. So, he'd denote that there's a total of 5 locations that need to be absolutely and utterly destroyed. And he says it's going to take about 3 bombs per to knock out each. unless you're able to more effectively target it. So it'll take you a total of 15 of the 16 bombs he's giving you to blow this place out of the water, literally.
Captain, what are the targets?
They're on the tablet, right?
Yeah. So just to kind of simplify it, there's 3 port targets. There's the main manufacturing factory, which is on the back end, and then there is a kind of central location in the C labs, which will basically operate as the uh, control plant for the C labs. The other C labs will not be able to function if this one's blown out.
Just sort of asking above table,
Mm-hmm.
how well would our bombs do breaching the ocean?
Yeah, so they are magnetically connective. So as we saw in the first instance, when they kind of descend down, they'll kind of splash down, weight and gravity will kind of cause them to drop. And so long as they were dropped in a nearish location to what you're engaging with, the magnets should secure them to your target. They can drive in zero gravity, so they can drive in Atmo as well, and also in heavier consistencies such as water or other fluids. It will have very little effect. There won't be any kind of issues there. The main issue is that orbital visibility of the C-Lab will be difficult. The harder target here is going to be the last target. The 3 ports, pretty easy. The factory, like basically the maker facility, pretty easy. And you can probably kind of suss out with just these documents that you have what the weak points on those would be. And if you'd like to try to do that very thing, you're welcome to attempt it. I would say that for the purposes of the ports, it's just going to be a perception check to see if you can see what would be the most vulnerable point, and also what would cause the most destruction to kind of total the locations. The manufacturer's facility is going to be a little bit more precise a request, so that will actually be a computer's check. And you cannot kind of sort out what the most vulnerable location of the C lab is until you are like above it, kind of situation.
You want me to see if I can pass the computers, or do you want that to be in mission?
Well,
Do you
you
want
can
this
do
ahead of time or during it?
this could be done during prep, and basically what these checks that are kind of on the table here is there's 3 perception checks that I'm going to require and 1 computer's check. The perception checks are going to be DC 13. Not terribly hard to figure out where the bomb's supposed to go to blow up the port the best. And based on whether or not you're able to succeed or kind of get close to meeting, let me explain the conditions specifically.
Sure. I didn't want to roll out of turn. That's why I was asking.
I appreciate that. Let me explain the conditions though. So if you make a DC 13 or higher on the perception checks for the port, that means it's going to take 1 bomb to blow up port. If you fail by less than 4, so basically if you get a 9 or higher, but not a 13, it will take 2 bombs to do it. And if you fail beyond that, it's going to be all 3 bombs are going to be required for that target. Then, for the computer situation, it's a DC 15 to do it, and the same conditions apply. If you fail by 4, 2 bombs. If you fail by more than 4, all the bombs. And then the C lab is going to be a situation on site that will be required at the time. But if you want to pre-prep and kind of look at the maps here, figure out who amongst your crew would be best to kind of like isolate it, you can. Also, these checks could be made by a single individual, or if you want to kind of spread the mechanism across, so you have equal blame in your failures or successes, you're welcome to do that as well. Guidance in any spellcraft you have is available on the docket here. You're basically sitting inside of Dugan's chamber. Some of you on the couch, some of you standing, kind of watching from a distance, and probably Pez with the data pad, walking and talking to people, showing everybody and explaining what he sees while they explain what they see. Muted.
So yeah, they called me in.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
This is complicated over the phone.
Probably have 2 whole burritos inside of him.
Yeah, he's just sort of hovering behind me,
Third burrito's
when
coming
he's
up.
flying, he can't help but turn in space.
Yeah. I mean, you're a microwave. What are you going to do? What are you going to say, Kate?
Just talking I'm pretty perceptive. Is anybody else also pretty perceptive?
I think I am.
The bug nods. One slow.
Leolorn, you have a +3 perception. Zeke, you have a +7. Mevi, you have a +7. So the 2 wayfinders are very perceptive. And then Drynox is the least perceptive of the group in its entirety.
I don't see that.
He is aware that there is alcohol, but that is because someone else has pointed it out.
I'll take the
Fair.
computers if the other 3 that aren't Drynox want perception ones.
Yeah. That works. So if you are
I
not...
think I will just stick to guidance for everybody.
Okay. And then do we want to do perception checks? Again, you can double up on them. If you wanted to...
You could roll and...
just force Mevi to do all of it, you could. Or...
It's up to you guys. I don't care.
if you want to be funnier, you force Drynox to do all of it.
Drynox
I don't want Drynox to... I'm not dependent on Drynox for this mission.
He's like, I think we
Both the
should...
player and the person.
He didn't know there was alcohol till they put it in his hand. And he
He's like-
asked for alcohol.
Do you see...
It literally
Satellite.
popped out of the wall.
Do you see this cave?
His satellite appears to be flooded.
Do you see this cave? Look at this cave right here. It's like a door. This is a very weird cave. It's square. That's a rectangle. Oh. What's that mean?
Oh dear.
Can't fit the circle boulders in it.
Yeah.
No circle boulder through round square hole.
Bombs are round. It's not going to work, you guys.
And how does alcohol work on Vest? Because he might be slurring over in the corner.
Awesome.
Yeah, you said you're drinking as much as you can as fast as you
Oh,
can.
as fast as possible.
Give me a fortitude saving throw.
Where's fortitude at?
Because there's a couple
Page.
of elements that are actually going on here that are very funny for that question you asked,
also,
Kate.
Just so that you on the back end, so you know, he's also drinking to hide some of the pain from his wounds. 'Cause
Sure.
He got hurt really bad last fight.
No, I understand that. I live that life. But what
I can't find fortitude.
It's on the front page.
Front page. Bottom left. Under saves. Fortitude, reflex, will, under initiative.
I have expert under that.
Yeah, so yeah, just click
And then there's a
whatever
little
button.
die under that.
Mm-hmm. You're looking for dice.
Are you popped out?
Yeah, I got it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so you're not drunk. I mean, if you were a lesser drinker, the situation would definitely be kind of there's a lot going on here that would fuck you over. First off, a dwarf gave you alcohol, so that alcohol is potent. It is not garbage. You're drinking pretty high proof material, right? Very flavorful, but very powerful. Also, you're about 4,000 feet above the surface, and I don't know if you understand how building mechanics work when you kind of get over a certain height, but there's definitely a lean and a lurch to the entirety of the pylon. There's some momentum that's happening here. If anybody else was drunk, they would notice it, and it would probably affect them in a very great way. it's fine. Like, there's like a moment where you kind of stop and like just start giggling at yourself as you kind of like just focus in on your belly, and you can feel like the alcohol just kind of moving around inside, and you're not even moving. You're not even breathing really hard. It's just like sloshing around in there, and you're just standing still, and it's funny to you. To other people, that would be absolutely nauseating, and you're cooler than that. And then, yeah, lastly, I mean, you have a really high fortitude saving throw, so you're good. You are drunk, though. You are definitely not sober.
Sweet.
It's like that really kind of like early stages of drunk where like if you were to look in a mirror, you'd start like laughing, kind of situation. I don't know if you've ever been that drunk. Or maybe like the kind
Oh,
of
I'll take your word for it.
the kind of drunk where you can feel your cheeks are flush, like you just know they are. That one, yeah. Well, you're a fucking lizard folk. I guess you don't really have flush. You're kawaii ooh anyways. Fuck it.
Meh.
Okay. Um, so perception checks. I need 3 of them, and it can be from the same person 3 times, or it can be across the board. And then guidance is being cast on anybody who's doing so. So again,
What does that mean?
tell them, Zach. You're muted, Zach. Or you stepped away, Zach. These are all.
He's clicked it. I think he's busy. You ask for the guidance of supernatural entities,
+1?
granting the target a +1 status bonus.
So do we add?
I think you can modify it in the roll to give yourself a +1.
A circumstance bonus?
I think so.
Okay. So there's my first one. I don't know what that. Why did 2 of them go?
Somebody else rolled 2.
Oh.
Hey, there he goes.
Okay. So the first one, whatever the port 1, you've locked in on that. For port 2, you have an idea, like a pretty good idea, but you're pretty sure it's going to take 2 bombs. Zeke's just kind of like arguing with Mebby. Mebby, you're kind of focused on port 1 and you're like, or port 2 rather, and you're kind of focused on it. And as you kind of look at Zeke's kind of like understanding of it, you are having doubts as well. So port 2, 1 bomb. Port 1, 2 bombs. Port 3, last perception check. Again, whoever wants to roll it. And again, it's canon. The second you roll it, you are setting the pacing and conversation for why or what is happening with that.
Do you want me to roll, or does
Yeah, you
somebody
go.
else want to roll?
You're the one. On the nose. So
Wait, yeah, that's what we needed. Good job.
to take the ports, it's going to take a total of 4 of the 16 bombs that you'll have on docket.
That's 3 of the targets out of 5?
3 of the 5. 4 bombs.
That's 4 bombs is better than the 12
that's awesome.
that he said it
Better
was going to take.
Yeah, and you're doing this in Dugan's like chair or area, and he's kind of like nodding along. Oh, yeah, that's actually really smart.
All right. Do you want to see if you can figure out the best place to bomb the factory, Pez?
Is that the computers?
Yep. And the
You
DC on
got
this
it,
one
Cap.
is 15. Sorry to cut off your awesome bit. Go ahead.
You got it, Captain. And this is also with the circumstance?
Yeah, guidance is being put down.
Wow. Pretty dang good, Captain.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think a bomb would be like pretty
Right
cool
here.
here-ish. There's like a power supply next to a gasoline pump next to
It says-
another of our bombs.
It says like right on the thing, like you can see from the side, it says, "Do not place bombs here. Flammable, explosive." Like
It's full
parade.
Looney Tunes, for the love of Pete.
I literally highlighted red on the map.
Yeah, if you could bomb something without bombs, that would be the target. But you still have to use a bomb. Okay, great. And then the last
And the
one
other one
is
we have
underwater.
to do in combat or in mission.
Yep. And the situation as it stands is, due to the current situation in orbit, it is not wise to kind of maneuver and plan this or do this now. So the planning situation,
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, there's currently a claymore up above, and it's dealing with the wreckage. The current situation is you're kind of entering a point where you're free to kind of roam about the town. You're also free to kind of like coordinate like more on this plan, but immediately as you've accepted the job, Dugan has kind of like pulled out a comms device, said something to it in Dwarvish, and you would see that your ship is actually basically being boarded by dwarves, and it seems that they have dropped the bombing hatches and are currently loading the craft with the bombs as promised. These bombs will definitely be different than the ones that you utilized. Like, you remember how they looked, and they very much looked like they were hegemonic made and very like well crafted. These dwarvish bombs are different, but it looks like they have been modified to be utilizable by the dynamo.
Do we get our
That
creds
just looks
now
anxious.
or later?
I mean, we could go either way. If you want paid up front, that's fine by me. I will let you know if that's the case. I will be putting a remote on one of the bombs, and if it goes the case that you try to fly off without doing the job, we'll just hit a button and we'll be square.
Will we know which bomb?
No.
I don't like that plan, but I figured you really didn't want us to bring the ship back here in case.
No, of course not. And so, as you recall, as you came planetside, you were paying us remotely. We will do likewise.
Okay.
If there is a specific individual you'd like us to pay that's maybe a third party, that also works, so long as we can get his contact information and send off that payment. That would be fine.
I don't currently have a banker, so that's probably gonna not happen.
All right.
Always pay me, Mr. Bommy Man. Bumma, bumma, bumma.
Mommy man.
More?
It's just like
Lay
like
down.
Okay.
just
He lays
curls
down
up,
in the corner,
like-
curls up in a ball.
got the glass, and it's like a hard liquor, like old fashioned glass. The ice kind of melted down. This is like the 5th time he's poured something into it, and he's got like a straw in there with like he's just like laying there. Oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bam, 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 bam. Splodies.
Bum, 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 bum.
So we have a little bit of time to kill before this mission begins. Do any of you guys need to gather any kind of supplies? Like a flight suit, Vesk, or not Vesk, what is your name?
Right now.
Drynox.
He is
Or-
a desk.
Or any other supplies while we're in this beautiful city?
Yeah. Keep in mind, like, supply gathering is an option. Information gathering is another. Like, you can basically do whatever you want inside of this the pylon here. Sky's the limit. Imagination is the only thing holding you back.
Do we have any information on the sea lock thingies that we're gonna try to blow up that we might be able to? I mean, I know we're not gonna be able to get all of what we need, but is there any information that they have?
Yeah, so they kind of tell you exactly how they're located. There's a total of 6 of them, and they're kind of arranged in a horseshoe pattern, kind of out from the port. And the main reason why it is impossible for you to kind of get a read on their exact location or kind of designate the precise targeting is because they're all on rails on the seabed. And they're able to be kind of maneuvered and twisted to allow for either widening or narrowing of the zero gravity bubble that they create underwater. The main issue is that the center core is also mobile, and it's because the center focus is kind of that's its primary job, right? To create that distortion, and so that's your target, one item in 6, and so looking at it from these visuals, it literally just looks like there's 6 cups at the bottom of the sea, like 6 solo cups at the bottom of the sea, and that's all you've got. Which one is the main one is only in decipherable with visual, like perfect visual, like verification, and it is a slightly different red solo cup with different baubles and bits on the top. The command lab. That makes sense?
Yep. Pez, is there any other information that you are needing to feel more comfortable with this mission?
Captain, I'd like to have a look at the weather patterns for the area before we make any kind of flight below the orbit.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of key the data pad you're holding, kind of look at it, and kind of swipe. And obviously a big fan of Wikipedia from earlier denotation. You go to the weather channel and click it to like .harun, and like when it pops up, you can see that the 10-day forecast for the city of Dresk is rainy, and it looks like the last
Why is
month.
this thing so lousy with fucking ads and news stories? I just want the damn weather.
Want to meet with a real Harun, man?
It's the whole purpose of this place is to tell me the weather I have to look for.
You would
Go in and edit the weather to where it's going to be wrong for the next whatever it shows them.
It is.
So I want to edit it.
It is a heavy. I don't think you have the computer skill to do that. It is a heavy rain cycle, and I'm going to kind of focus in on something real quick. I'm going to bring up a handout. This will pop up, I think, for everybody. It's already set to that. But Haru, the planet itself, there is one massive storm on Haru, known as the Eye of Chaos, or the Eye of Kernobosk. And it is basically just a storm that has never died down. It has been there since, the Harun people came to start writing. So it is a very tumultuous place. It's not to say that it's raining everywhere all the time, but more often than not, storm patterns are long blocks of time, and then the very rare cases are the sunny times or the slightly tolerable times.
Does this rain in particular appear that it would make it more difficult to A, pilot the Dreamweaver, and B, access our targets?
The Dreamweaver won't be a complication for you to pilot it, no. Not in your mind anyways. The main thing that's going to be a complication is visual verification, and that, it's definitely something that will be easier to do on site. But yeah, it doesn't look like, unless you're willing to wait here past 12 days, it doesn't look like you're going to get a breach in the storm for you to be able to have any benefit therein. If you want to try and come back at a later point and say we'll do it later, but they've already started loading the bomb, so...
Pez is relaying that to the captain. But I don't see any reason not to continue.
Okay.
Anybody have any other
how long do you think the clay ship thingy is going to be out in space cleaning up whatever happened up there?
Well, I haven't really tapped in with them, and also the council, since you came in, and I'd rather not do that while you're in my office. If you have anything you want to do in the town, or anything you want to do in the pylon roundabouts, I could get to gathering that information for certain. But I'll let you know the second that they're clear, if that comes before I'm able to kind of get a approximate.
Okay.
And he'll kind of flick his comm details to you, so you're able to reach out to him while you're planet side. You can also program those into the Dreamweaver, so if you want to reach out to him, through the kind of planet-to-planet communication network, you can. Basically, he's in your contact list. And Dugan will say, just let me know when you're beginning the operation, and I'll do everything I can to make sure that you have an easy method of getting off planet, because I'm assuming the second that you do it, you're going to have to scoot out of here, because the heat is something you don't want.
Correct.
Anybody have anything they would like to do in a town, effectively? Either gathering gear, acquiring information, checking in on rumors, whatever. Drinking more. Again, sky's the
Is he
limit.
still giggling with his glass in his hand?
No, he's currently taking a nap on the floor, I think.
Yeah, he passed out.
I nudge him with my foot.
Like right in the hurty part too.
Meh.
He hisses.
I think we're being asked to go elsewhere so that he can check in on information. So we gotta move.
Okay. And he gets up and follows.
We'll go one by one. We'll start with Zach F. Zeke has a bit of downtime, a little bit of leisure activity. Is there anything in mind that you'd like to try and go about?
I don't think so. They don't have a lot of credits or anything, so I imagine they're just gonna meditate and prepare for the mission.
Okay. I mean, again, if you want to wander about or kind of get some information about the location, about the pylon, that's also an option. But if you just want to meditate, that's cool.
Yeah, they're probably trying not to have their face seen too much in town.
Yeah, for sure. You're kind of a known quantity. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go to Chody. You gonna go sleep it off?
As soon as he leaves the meeting, like he gets about 20, 30 feet out away from it, like just out of the door, he calls back Dugan, and when he answers that the numbers that he gave him, he just goes, "What's up?" And then he completely hangs up and just goes back and sleeps off everything.
On the ship.
He's drunk and he goes sleeps off everything.
So this is a very interesting situation that we've just generated. And I say that for the following reason. When you get back on board the ship, the Dreamweaver, there are 2 beds. They are people-sized beds. One is very tidily made up. One looks like it was made up, but it looks like someone basically told the person to make it, and it didn't really get made as neatly as it ought to be. The one that's not as neat is, I presume, on the bottom. Or, no, it's on the top. She would definitely make you climb, for sure. Is that fair to say, Kate?
I would pick him up if he can't.
Yeah, just pick him up and shove him up in the top shelf. Which is endearing to him. But
I guess I was sleepy.
endearing to him, but absolutely not to. There's also above that on the very top section. There's like a small little shelf area, and it looks as though there are bedrolls and survival packs up there, or like sleeping out in a field. But there are 2 beds when you get in there. What would you like to do?
The closest.
Yeah, so you just jump into jump into Pez's bed and just sleep. Okay. Does Pez have like a stuffed animal or like any kind of like accoutrement in his bed
Would the
area?
closest one be the bottom
Oh,
bed?
sorry,
part?
that's Mebby's. Sorry, I did it wrong. I did it backwards. Ignore the question. Still think of the answers for that one, though, Zach, and just have it.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll cook something up.
Thanks so much.
Give me a few.
But yeah, so it would be Mebby's bed. Completely neat bed. Lizard folk just into it. Okay, love that. We'll go with Lunar. Where is Leo Lorne going after the meet? Is there anything you want to kind of do downtime wise?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. It sounds like
I could help
Go ahead.
the others if they need any assistance.
Sure. I'm also going to kind of put some things on the table here because I just want to make sure you guys have an idea of like vices and stuff that you could be
Right.
doing. So meditation is kind of a cool thing to do. Like it's a simple enough practice. That's definitely something that can be done during downtime. If you're a bit more hedonistic, obviously drinking can be an option. Carousing can be an option as well. If you're interested in kind of like just going to a bar and just seeing if there's anybody interesting or worth spending some time with in this very short order. There's also an opportunity for you to gamble if you'd like. Do some gambling. Waste your money and possibly others people's money to
I
mean,
don't have any money, so there's nothing to gamble for me.
for sure. If you want to, you could also like do something like operationally nice for the ship. Like you were just rescued. If you wanted to kind of like get them gifts, again you're kind of poor. So obviously that's not the best plan, but maybe it's if you have like
I wish.
few creds, get them something really cheap. Let's see, downtime options as well. You could try and help repair the ship if it's damaged. It's not currently. If you're looking for contacts or looking for information about the goings on at this pylon specifically, known as Dugan's pylon, by the way, just as a notation there, because I don't think we actually named it. You could also try and like just pay attention to what's going on in the system writ large. Like pay attention to the news of the star system.
Works for me. I can do that.
You want to like get connected to the news then?
Yes, please.
Okay. So it sounds pretty quiet comparatively. Obviously, there's definitely a lot of news about the prisoner transport in space. That definitely seems to be the main thing that's kind of eating up a lot of the bandwidth for the news. But kind of beyond that, what you'll note too is that it appears that there has been a revolutionary breakthrough at the Raven Star space station in orbit over Haroon. And apparently they have found that it is a connective point to a planet known as Zam off to the outer system. They are working on creating a situation where they can utilize this connection as a jump gate. And the Starsmiths, which have come up a couple of times, a guild that is a part of the hegemony but is also its own corporation. They are the ones who control Ravenstar, and they are very heavily focused on that. They are looking for any individuals who are competently focused on the way, who are interested in acting as, it doesn't outright say it, but basically like test dummies to see if the program will allow for living material to pass through it, as is normally the case with jump gates, but not so true with all wayfinded gates. And the other piece of information you will note is it does appear that the fleet, the hegemonic fleet of Dracia, is currently in the process of making its way to the Andlot system. According to the news, there is a parade that is planned on Koilara, but this is something that won't be happening immediately, as making the trek from star system to star system can be very complicated for their fleets, as the waygate between Dracia and Andlot is narrow, so it is not capable of like allowing capital ships to move through it. Very large, massive craft. A claymore might be able to get
Okay.
through, but like their more larger cruisers would not be able to. And so yeah, that parade is planned for Koilara, and it should happen sometime in the next orbital month.
Oh. Okay.
Closer to the end of this current orbital month. So
Gotcha.
just make sure you took those notes down. And if not, you can feel free to watch the VOD back at your leisure. Okay. Next up then, we'll do Kate last. So Pez, downtime, what are you doing? Yeah,
I did the thing where I pushed the wrong button. Sorry.
it's okay.
You can hear me now.
Yep.
Pez is kind of xenophobic, so he's not going to go carousing around the town. He's going straight back to the ship with the intention of inspecting the bombs that were loaded on. If he does see Drynox getting into Baby's bed, he will panic. No, you're not supposed to be there. And if he can't physically move him, if the guy's already asleep, he's just going to anxiously go back to the bombing bay and look over what the dwarves did,
Yeah.
have a look at what the bombs are.
Absolutely. So just to confirm too, like he's not like so much xenophobic. He's just kind of phobic, right? Like I feel like
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I feel like again, I just want to make sure like he seems like a very paranoid individual and also skittish. Love that. But the situation with Drynox, I would say, yeah, he pretty much went straight shot to the bed. He did make a was up call, which is like what?
If we'd left at the same time, I feel like
Well-
Pez would have been in the ship first.
Well, fair, but I'm going to say that it's probably the case that if that's true, then what ends up happening is Goblin comes in, nobody else is there, he's the first one on, kind of does a quick look around, and then Drynox is coming on
Down to
board,
the bombing
but
bay.
he's already making his way down to the bombing bay, and then Drynox splashes down onto Mevy's bed. Dope. Lunar kind of like dips off to like a small little like hovel, or not hovel, but like a drinking hole to kind of pay attention to the news, check the data terms, and like do that. And then it's probably the case that you probably stayed on. Hold on, where's the? Give me the map. Give me the map. Give me the map. Hold on. Sorry.
You're doing great.
You're good. You're good.
This one here? Is it this one here? Yeah. It's probably the case that Zeke kind of just like wanders off and finds like the most extended point on the pylon, like closest to like dropping off into a several 1,000-foot fall down to the surface, and just meditates there. Right? Is that fair to say? Zach?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Like I imagine you said it, and I imagine you just like fluttered up to like the highest point. So like, you're like either on the ship at the front of the nose, or you're like on this pylon off to the side of it. Okay. And then last but not least, Mevy.
Before I leave the office, I'm gonna ask: Are there any Solarians nearby?
Yeah. We have a nightly order. The defenders of Drask that are about. Unfortunately, their church is primarily in Dresk, and the individuals that are here are on loan and don't really talk to folks about. But if you're interested, I could try and organize a conversation with them. Is there anything in particular you're looking at gleaning from such a meeting?
No, I was just going to see if I could fellowship with fellow Solarians. But if that's not really possible, I'll find something else to do.
If you pop out from there, you would see that Zeke's just kind of taken a position kind of over yonder, meditating. But ever since the ship, like, there's been just a different kind of focus in Zeech's energy for you when it comes to, like, the way. And it's something about that item he picked up from the,
Jazz.
yeah, that
Water.
that light sword. The focusing crystal in it is like, you play video games, so you like in
Feel
Valorant.
drawn to it.
Well, more like, you know, in Valorant, like if you play like a healer or something, you can kind of see things through walls.
Hmm.
That crystal is just like always on your heads-up display. So like as you kind of look over in that direction, like there's just this kind of glowing focus there. Baby cat, stop walking in front of the camera. It keeps making me real. I don't like it.
It's really fucking funny though.
Shut up! It's like the third time it's happened. I'm surprised it's the first time you got it.
I've seen it a couple times, but that was the most blatant one.
Yeah,
You just flash in your green,
my green
your Kermit
turtleneck.
the Frog suit.
Yeah.
The turtleneck is very funny.
Look, I want to be a floating head in the void. Okay, I have dreams.
Okay, well, maybe close your doors.
No baby cats in here. No, unfortunately, the cat food's in this room as well.
The cats run the house, and he knows it.
Yeah, 100%.
That's fair.
It's actually my wife and then the cats, but yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Your thoughts on that, Kate?
I will head in his direction, but I will just sit back in a respectful distance while he meditates.
Yeah, and just so we understand, like, this is like a 10-foot to 15-foot high, like, place that he's kind of hopped up onto. His little fluttery wings kind of getting him up there. And he's kind of sitting on the edge, just hanging out.
I'd probably hang out here.
Okay.
Lightly floating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hang out there.
Oh, you're floating right now? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, he's allowing the way to kind of take and hold him aloft. And you just watch him?
I'm going the long way.
That's fine.
Yeah.
When the line is dotted, it means you can't move.
Why can't I go
Oh,
over
there must
there?
be like a staircase or something.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Just put me, like, right here.
Okay. Yeah, there's like a dwarf inside of here, and basically he's just finished. You can see that a dwarf is still kind of underneath the loading. And as you're kind of just staring at the Mystic, we'll kind of shift to the bombing deck real quick. You pop down there, and there's a couple of dwarves. One has like a large data pad, which is very much like just a clipboard. And then there are two who are kind of doing mechanical work on the lever, like, connection mechanisms. And the one with the clipboard kind of walks over to you and says, "Are you the pilot?" Talking to Pez.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to take a look at it? And he kind of hands you the clipboard, and you can see that it's a data term clipboard, and you can see that it's got like an understanding of the payload of the explosives you have in the ship, and also kind of like the count. It also kind of denotes like what they did to modify the mechanism so that it can be installed in the hegemonic bomber, and all the kind of like finer details. This all right for you? This work?
Any options for remote detonation, and is there anything I should know about the low surface trajectories?
Yeah, that was what we were mainly focused on. So when these blow up, they're going to shoot out a lot of graviton particles and shrapnel. The main thing is they're not going to explode quite like the hegemonic bombs. Hegemonic bombs are a reverse implode-deplode situation. These are very much just what we make, and they're not as complicated. But they are a little less stable. So you do want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on these and making sure they're staying nice and neat. Don't let them rust up, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they should work really well underwater, mainly because they're an explosive outwards, and the force and such will cause a shock wave in the water, ripple effect, maybe pressurize the water, cause it to aid you in that destructive matter.
Any magnetic tracking or targeting assist?
Yeah, standard. Pretty much for these kind of bombs, magnetic bombing is pretty much the only way to go, especially in space, which these were normally for. Our battle cruisers, the hammers and the shields, will use these, but they typically don't load too many of them up, maybe like 2, 3, or 4, mostly focused on torpedoes nowadays. But these are great, and they'll work real well for what you're planning to do, or at least what they told me you're planning. Oh, well, I'm sorry. They'd work really well for hypothetical situation where something might happen toward with exploded things underwater or what have you. And then wink.
These are what we need.
Yeah, that's right.
Good. Anything else I should know about these?
Oh, yeah. Again, it's nothing that's like.
I'm fishing.
Yeah, it's miscellany, but like he kind of discusses with you. The main thing that you kind of get from this discourse is that they are not as stable as the other bombs. It could be a situation where if you have a lot of these on your ship, you're going to have to keep track of them, and if damage were to come to your ship, it is more likely they will detonate than the other bombs would have. Make sense?
Would Pez know what they're valued at, these bombs?
Probably about, I mean, just based on everything in the modifications, it's going to be hard to sell them. But the bombs without the modifications, if you were able to kind of retroactively make them just the dwarvish bombs, which are a bit more commercial and less military grade, it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1,000 credits a bomb.
Cool.
And I'm assuming you can take the data tab, talk to the dwarf, head back up to the upstairs. And as you're climbing up with the data tab on your back, you pull it off and you're about to look up. And just as it's about to come over your face, you see Drynox laying in not his bed.
Oh no.
Hey! Hey! And, Pez is grabbing a broom and calling for Milo to come and, like, shriek dial-up noise and flashlights in his face.
The can, like,
hey! Hey!
A like light comes out and it just starts spinning red. It comes out of the can on the top. It's just like a klaxon coming out of the microwave.
That's not for you!
You know the microwave beeping noise that tells you like the food's done? It's that magnified and just like over and over again with no stop in between. Does that wake you up, Drynox, or are you sleeping through it? Your choice. Narratively, I'm okay with either.
He's going to sleep through it, but he's going to turn over and you're going to see where some of his wounds are actually oozing out onto her bed and getting sticky.
Hey! 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 I'm like trying to scoot an actual trash bag under you.
Oh man, so like there's just this very awkward scene going on.
We're all gonna get in trouble.
I would say at about this time, it comes to a point where either the meditator is ending his meditation or their meditation, or the news gatherer is coming back from outside. So, which of those two do you think is more likely? Are you ending your meditation, Zach, or Luna? Are you arriving back now?
I am arriving back.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a perception check real quick.
Alright, how do I roll perception?
On the front page, on the kind of left side, underneath your
directly
armor
under your AC.
Yep, you should see it says perception or initiative. It's right about there.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Cool.
So do I just...
Click it. Yeah, it should be a dice.
Plus
Yep.
30? Okay. Nice. It's not letting me click.
Are you popped out?
Are you popped out?
Oh, there it is. There it is. I see it. There we go.
Pop out is yeah. For some reason,
to fall into.
Starfinder hates the pop out.
I thought it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I understand the desire to not have it, in frame, but yeah, for whatever reason, Starfinder in Boundary just does not like to be popped out.
That is very fair.
It's not fair.
Do I add any modifiers? Or...
No. Straight.
Straight roll.
Hmm?
Understood. Ooh!
So off in the distance, as you're kind of making your way onto the gangplank and kind of heading towards the ship, you can see off in the distance, Mebby is kind of standing, arms crossed, looking up, and you would see that Zeech is kind of floating in the air above this little kind of like side station, and appears to be meditating. Like think of like don't think of Star Wars. Different than that. Think of like
Right.
a guy meditating and floating in the air.
Airbender.
Yeah, that's wait, are they Disney? No, they're Nickelodeon. We're good. Yeah, so like
No,
Avatar,
they're
like
Nickelodeon.
yeah, so it's like that.
Okay. Is he? She tilts her head a little bit. Is he meditating?
Yeah, he does appear to be meditating. But are you walking over because they're a distance away? They're kind of like a different area. If you want to walk over and engage with them, or are you going back into the ship?
I don't want to disturb. How the hell do you say?
Just
his
say
name
just say
again?
Zach.
Their
It's
name?
it's Zach. It's just Zach.
I don't want to disturb them from their meditating, so I'm probably going to try and interact with Mebby
Okay.
if they're open to that.
I like how
So
that was
love that
phrased.
nobody's asked them how to pronounce their name.
I love that, but I want to focus on what Lunar just said. I am going to try and socially interact with Mebby. That was a very exact wording. I liked how that was done. So you walk over to Mebby, kind of come up behind her. Mebby, you look to Leolorn, and you ask, are they meditating? Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Kate?
It appears so.
If I may ask, what do you intend to do after you bring our mystic friend to you know who?
Oh, there's always jobs that pop up.
Fair enough.
What had gotten you arrested on the ship?
She kind of grimaces at that, but she's willing to answer. Let's just say a confidant of mine who I trusted betrayed me and sold me out to the hegemony, and that's how I became their prisoner.
Yeah, I understand betrayal. Try not to let people get too close. So that's not an option?
Definitely. Well, I wouldn't say that, but I'm trying to keep myself at a healthy dose of caution isn't bad. It's just hard to know who I can trust or not, you know? But with that said, I am grateful that you came to rescue. I want to say us, but we were just... You were just passing by us, and your target was... She motions to the mystic, meditating. I swear to God I can English.
Okay, you're doing great.
It's hard
You're
sometimes.
doing great.
Thank you. And yes, it is very hard sometimes.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah. It's not to say that I'm ungrateful for you rescuing me and our dinosaur dragon friend. I don't really know what he is, but
I think he's a lizard.
I know we weren't your targets, but I am grateful nonetheless. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Offers a friendly smile.
As the social interaction, successful as it is, ends, I'm going to ask...
In both of your heads, you both hear, I sense you wish to speak with me.
She kind of jumps at that.
They slowly float down and turn, standing. How can I help you?
Forgive me, it wasn't my intention to disturb you from your meditation.
You did not. I do appreciate you giving me the time to finish.
Of course. I was just curious on what everyone's goals, or rather, their motivation as to what to do after this ends, I suppose.
Well, I suppose I'll be indebted to Chemical Steven. As well as the crew here. Sorry, Mebby. Do you have plans after we return to Chemical Steven?
Oh, I'm sure another job will pop up.
And assist you with that job I shall. As thanks for freeing me.
You can count me in on that as well. I am indebted to you, after all.
We might need to look at getting a bigger ship. There are only 2 beds on board.
I will admit, it is a little cramped. She tilts her head as she looks at the ship.
And I'm very particular
opposed.
about my space, so I struggle.
Understandable.
Pause.
Can that be my cue?
Pause. So, I do want to check back in with that space. So, I believe you were lifting him up and, like, with Milo, like, kind of, like, claxoning still, like, pushing...
I've been jabbing him with a broom.
Yeah, and then, like, Milo's, like, got a fulcrum set up, like, pushing up to, like, get the plastic underneath, and, like, there's this, you know...
I'm using Milo as a car jack.
Yeah, 100%.
As he does it, pushes me up enough, and I roll over on top of him and fall on top of him.
Okay, so are you rolling...
to the floor?
You're rolling over on both of them, but off of the bed. So once that happens, are you folks outside returning back to the ship?
I know I am.
Okay. So that's probably the point where, like, the door opens and, like, the bedding's, like, off the bed. There's a Vesk on top of a goblin and a drone, and, like, the goblin's, like, the, like, top portion, like, you know, top of body and hands, like, trying to pull himself out. The drone's carjack, it's, like, off to the side, like, clicking, still klaxoning. There's bedding all over the place. There's a plastic bag in the mix. There's probably, like, little bits of blood on the bedding, and that's what you see when you first go. Yeah. 100% you. And you would see, Mebby, much to your horror, that your bed has been unmade.
Captain, it was the big one got in your bed, and he wouldn't stop bleeding, and he wouldn't stop farting, and I couldn't get him out.
We need some ground rules here. This is my safe space. No one else is allowed in it.
Well,
Wakes up Lola and goes, "What's up?"
Yeah, not even consciously.
I believe he is very drunk.
I don't
Or
care.
inebriated.
Mebby, you're pretty you're pretty strong, correct?
I believe so.
I think so. I think you have
+3.
Yeah, +3. That's pretty damn strong. If you just walk over and grab the Vesk by the scruff and just, like, lift him up off of your goblin companion and his drone, kind of just lift him up, where would you like to deposit the very stinky drunk Vesk?
He can go into the room with the
Spacesuits.
Spacesuits.
Yeah, you just walk through the airlock, drop him onto the couch, and then, like, is there a moment of kindness, or it just, like, literally just dismissed?
Since the bedding has oozy grossness on it, I will wad them up and throw them at him.
Just on top of him. And
I grab them and cuddle them together and just roll back over, cuddling it.
A light murmuring, snoring, as he fades off into dreams of not being a slave of the hegemony. Okay, and then obviously, like, you're on ship, right? Let me go ahead and put us back into there so we can see the interior space. Activate. You're on ship. This would be here. There's a light, couch placement here. The only other place that might be suitable for sleep, I really don't think there's any places in the basement near the bomb.
I didn't put him on the couch. I literally put him on the corner over by this other side.
Okay, then show him where you go. Let me take a look here.
I can't move him.
The bombing area is very rigid and there's there's manual mechanisms for you to drop the bombs and manual mechanisms for you loading the bombs and the like, but there is no real seating or anything to that effect. I'll show you what I mean by that. As you can see, it's literally just these terminals here, which are for controls on that. But those can all be kind of dealt with on the comm station up above. And I mean, I guess there's this area over here, with some loose crates. These are mainly most of the stuff that's on the ship that you have access to. Which again, as a reminder, if you look at the Dreamweaver's card in the actor pool and then click on its inventory, reminder, there's just a bunch of gear on the ship that is absolutely stuff you can drag and drop off of the ship into your own gear, so long as the owners of the ship are cool with it. But yeah, I would say with that, it's mainly going to be on that above deck. There's a little couch inside of the air dock itself. And I believe this would probably be the refrigerator where the food is located. There's also a little storage space here, which could be a little nook where someone could go. And you said you put Drinox here in this corner?
Yes.
Okay. You could slide some stuff off of these shelves and, set up some bedding there.
In character, if I may, prestidigitation, fix all of the grossness on the mattress for Pez.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if I am okay to set up a space downstairs in storage, I'm perfectly comfortable there. You may have the space in the airlock. Looking at Leolorn.
Fair enough. That works for me.
And Pez, you're oh man, and you're kind of reaching for the cleaning supplies after everything's moved, and you just see the Mystic just everything's clean, and you're how do you respond to everything?
Hang on. Pez is gonna run to the
Now is just my bed clean, or is everything of Pez's also clean?
Oh, great question.
No,
do you prestidigitation the whole of the sleeping area, or do you just prestidigitation just what was messed up by Drinox?
Just what was messed up by Drinox.
Okay. No, so yeah.
That won't be necessary.
Pez is still a problem.
Pez is going to run to that little storage area.
Yeah.
He would have, I think, cargo nets.
Yeah.
In there. It's we could hammock.
Looking up at the Mystic, offering a hammock.
I will accept. Takes it downstairs to set up a little area.
Absolutely, and actually, I guess a question I'd have for because Drinox is going to sleep where he sleeps, and eventually he'll find a spot. But right now, that's not the time for that. But Leolorn, you kind of have the option of sleeping in the airlock with him, but also there's this space here inside of this section here, or you could in the storage area. It sounds like this is probably going to be the go-to, one of these two spots here with the couches, right?
I'll go on the couch.
Cool.
Seems comfortable enough.
Yep. And Medi, you would know. And again, it's something you're aware of. Paz would also probably be familiar with. But the chairs, have recliner functions and are pretty comfortable, as they're supposed to be sat in for long haul flights.
I'd argue Pez sleeps 50-50 in his bed and in that pilot seat.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm also not letting anyone sit in my chair.
No, I figured that was the case. I was just mainly putting it out there just so everybody knew how territorial Mebby was. I just wanted to make sure that was
Okay.
very clear. Uh, and also, everybody, the shitter is right here, so cool. As far as showering on the ship, there's console right here to the side. If you pop it open, you step inside. It power washes you very quickly with dry air and step out. Pez, have you ever used it?
Yeah, a handful of times.
Okay, cool.
Especially when maybe makes me.
And Mebby,
Hey, Pez, it might be time to take a shower.
with your actual genuine nature,
Did it last week?
it is actually a problem if you do use it. And you can take that how you will, but I think you understand what your true nature is and what that means. You are very clean just by nature. So
Right, but I go into the bathroom and quote unquote use the shower.
yep, and then come out immaculate, 100%. I agree. Okay, so the ship's settled. With the next session, what we will be doing is the job for Dugan, Dugan's pylon, and you will be performing a bombing run on the small factorial Starsmiths Guild / hegemonic controlled starship fashioning factory. And hopefully you'll be successful. We're going to end the session here. Thanks for watching those that did, and keep an eye on this space. I don't have any games planned for the upcoming week other than the Tuesday and the Sunday games, which are weekly and always will be happening. But I do have some things that we'll be throwing into the mix for the Tomb of Fate, if you guys have been watching those. So just keep an eye out on that space as we do a little bit of a shake-up. We're going to have a little bit of a war going on there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.